clearly see this. Hello gamer.
Yeah.
Hello gamer. Hello Archival. Hello Skirt. Hello Moon Fairy. Hello Fetch This. Hello Bug VT. Hello people typing test.
Test.
Test. Do we dare type? Wait, is the redeem not in? Oh my god.
That shit is so fire. I'm just seeing the full model. I saw the mock up, but the Young Skirt logo. Hell yeah, it's looking so cool.
Thank you, thank you. I'm not gonna lie, I exported this. I freaked out this morning because I was putting this together. Like, why are you so tiny? Then I realized I just exported it at the wrong scale.
Yeah, be like that.
Wait, I forgot. I forgot to pick something. Oh no, oh no, oh no.
It'd be like that. I always get on the stream and I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot to open the TTS or whatever.
This is better than usual because I remember recently I collabed with one of my friends and it fucking exploded. Like my OBS just
Mm.
crashed and then my computer crashed.
No, 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 no. I
Like
know, I
kept
know,
crashing because I was using too much RAM in Sammy.
I know.
But hello, hello. We're here for an interview, everybody. We're here for an interview. It's been a while since the last interview, meaning it's been 6 days. I'm getting back to it. We ask questions. We become inquisitive individuals. I currently have someone in front of me who's gambling on my computer. Oh my god, what gambling game are you playing?
So if I was gambling, I would be playing poker hands, but it's not gambling. But hello, everyone. I am Young Skirt. How is it going? We're here. Not Jung Skird. I just looked at the caption and said Jung Skird. It's so funny. Can I get a Jung Skird in the chat?
Wait, can we shout out? Wait, I wonder if someone had that name.
Mm.
Damn it. Well,
Nah,
free bot name.
that's gonna be my second account. I'm gonna make that as my alt.
DJ account.
Ah, true. If I want a DJ. Damn, we got legends in the chat. Dom, Tofu, Moon Fairies,
Welcome.
Junk Food DJ.
Welcome in
Everybody.
everybody. Welcome in everybody. The interview topic. Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you so much. I've been like grinding more on getting the interview theme more set up. I have big things coming. Big things always coming. Actual big things coming very soon. But
Big things coming.
it's not about me. It's about you today.
Aha.
So tell me. So tell me. So tell me. Give me a brief introduction as to what you do.
All right, cool. Well, I am Young Skirt. I am a musical artist, recording artist, producer, streamer, gamer, visual guy. Like I do all my graphics and everything like that. I stream on Twitch every night around 8 p.m. Pacific, mostly producing music in Reason or recording vocals on beats that I make in Reason or that other people make. Sometimes we just watch like YouTube, like on Wednesdays. Saturdays I make beats with my subs. I love to play Balatro and Tekken. And that's pretty much my everyday. I just wake up, I eat, I stream, make music, and then like in the in-betweens just try to make content to support it or try to get music done so that I can release it. And I got over how much how many hours is it right now in the Skirt Ultima? I have 32 hours and 37 minutes of music on Spotify that I've been a part of.
Oh shit, that's awesome. Wait, I didn't know you could track that.
So well, I just have everything in a playlist.
Oh, I see.
721 songs. I'll link it in the chat if anybody's got Spotify, and you can shuffle around and find. And Tofu Ghost is on it now on the new album.
Shout out.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
what are
Indeed.
you?
Follow Tofu Ghost.
Yeah, follow all the collaborators. Shout out everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for coming out. But can you tell me what you're
Yes.
currently up to, product wise?
Well, I just dropped 420 Easter on 420 Easter. That's the newest album. Young Skirt and Friends in 420 Easter. It is a collaborative album. It's 15 songs. It's got I'm just gonna list everybody on there. Prop, Bobby Raps, Chad XP, Tisa Korean, Bill Ratchet, Deco, Judah Boy 95, Odwin, Taylor Morgan, Tofu Ghost, Hate Shalik, Stizzy, Marty, Sativa, Sam Will on the beat. Thank you Trizzy, Slug Christ, and we can't forget Damn Juice. It's just I put all the songs or a lot of the songs I had with friends together, put them all together into a project. I was potentially considering doing a little deluxe and adding like 5+ more songs, but my priorities aren't exactly everybody else's priorities. So it's just, I'm just waiting on that. And if that happens, maybe that will be my next music release. Maybe not. Maybe I'll figure something else out. I have so much unreleased music. But in terms of what I'm up to, I just also moved my stream setup from my studio room to the living room. I took the whole table, all my monitors, my computer, everything, camera, moved it out to the living room so I have more space to walk around and move around. So I'm feeling a little better about the stream. Just trying to get a second camera operational so that I can have a couple angles. We're just making the stream better and trying to find ways to get the music out. Pretty much.
That's so awesome. Can you give a quick rundown of your release material thus far, starting from yeah.
Okay, so I've been Young Skirt now for 10 years. 2015, at the beginning of 2015, I got a mic and I got an interface, and I said, I'm gonna be the vocalist now, because all these rappers, I moved to LA from Atlanta about 9 years ago, so I'm from Atlanta. So none of these Atlanta rappers were getting on my shit, and I was like, okay, I guess I gotta be the rapper. I gotta be the vocalist. So I got a mic and an interface, and I started freestyling on my own shit. That was the first Young Skirt tape, Half Words. Now there's Half Words 1, Half Words 2, Half Words 3, and then a DLC for Half Words 4 with a few extra songs, and the Half Words 4. That was the original Young Skirt ethos, is me just smoking weed, turning on a beat, and freestyling one take over it with autotune, and then mixing it. That was the original start. Then I started working with other people's beats, and that became like a series of kind of the way that I release music is like the Half Words tapes are me freestyling with Half Words, of course. Then there's like collaborative projects, which is either a bunch of different producers and vocal features, or like I work with one producer and drop a whole EP with them, or something like that, or like they're all Skirt scribers, and then there's like full solo projects. So right now, if you go to the Ultima thing I linked in the chat, pretty much, and a lot of it is not on Spotify actually. So like Half Words 1 and 2 is not on Spotify. Double Other is not on Spotify. Like there's a few things that there's like they're not out. But in terms of the release music, if we start from the beginning again, it's like, and then I worked with artists. It's way too much. It's way too much. But the new album 420 Easter, Triple Other, Dom, that's the first time you heard of my music was Big Cap, which I actually really appreciate and thought about the other day, because that's not even my beat. That was just me rapping on somebody's beat. And for you, a fucking expert savant vocal artist rapper, to recognize that really meant a lot at first, honestly. And then so I did that. So pretty much it was like Half Words 1, Double. I'm just gonna go to my Bandcamp. I'm just gonna go to my Bandcamp and start reading them off, because that's the only way to do it. Half Words 1, Double Other, then 10 singles I put out that I put together. Then my first EP of Feeling, that's technically the first thing on Spotify. Then I did a single, an EP with a bunch of people, a Purple Coffin, the single, The Man single, Holy Ocean single. Those three are goated. A few of these songs, like Purple Coffin, I've had a bunch of songs in Broad City, the Comedy Central show. Shout out Matt FX. Archibald, so are these questions coming at the end also from chat?
Oh yeah, they're coming at the end.
Okay, got it. So I won't answer them there. And then we have the Evo Site EP with Luna Freya, aka Luna Lalich, one of the best musicians and producers and artists I've ever worked with, and every music we do is so fucking good. Then I made a song about Chick-fil-A, how much I love it, but I hate that they're donating to really shitty causes all the time.
Yeah.
And just being like, God, I love that goddamn Polynesian sauce, but why the fuck you gotta be on this anti-gay shit? Come on, get it together, like yelling at them. That was 2018. We're at 2018 right now. And then I released the Triple Other project that Dom is talking about. That was Double Other and Triple Other are like collaborative projects. It's either other people's beats or other people on my beats. It's type, like collaborations. Then I released an album called Dumbass Geniuses, and Dom McLennan helped me with that shit. When he was in LA, I went over to his house and I played him 20 songs, and we whittled it down to 15 together. And he gave me a lot of really invaluable advice toward album releasing and artistry and everything. The Vine remixes, yeah, before I even really started doing a lot of Young Skirt shit or in the middle of it, I was also remixing like Twitter videos and like kind of going viral off that. Like one of the ones I did the sorority boom boom, I want to go AD pie boom boom, and that shit went fucking George Takei posted about that. Like it was everywhere. I just put a hard ass beat behind it and it went super viral. And then like yeah.
Sorry, I remember
Yeah.
I remember seeing that all over my For You page, and it was just like, what in this original video, and it like made me lose it.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, funny ass things like that definitely grew my audience on the internet. Maybe I gotta tap back into that. I don't know. But so that's when I released Dumbass Genius though. That's like a fully self-produced, all me album. And then I released B-sides, which funny enough, so like it's like those are just songs, like 6 songs that I'm like, I made them in the time. I guess I'll release them. But like one of the songs is like incredibly, utterly important to a friend of mine now, since he found it. Like he's listened over 1,000 times. And that was 2018, 2019, and he just found it this year, and it's just like I can't stop listening to it, man. So it's like that just goes to show, like listen, like drop everything because you never know. Code Match, goated song, yeah. 30% of the Apple Music plays. Let's go. Dumbass Genius 3 coming soon. What? Um, then I have a couple singles, and then Half Words 2, and then I dropped a 5-4 song with Left at London, and then me and Shalik dropped a 4-song EP, then a single, and then I did an EP with AO Beats, and then I dropped a little song called McDonald's, and that went kind of off. A lot of people still know me to this day for that. And then I started releasing the singles, which became I'm Just Fucking Goofing Y'all, which was just a album of the McDonald's, GameStop, Ask a Little Bit Fits type, like just goofy songs. And then there's a few quote unquote serious songs, in there. Then I dropped a song because it was 420. As you can tell, I really like 420. Then I dropped a song called You Telling Me, which is all of it is like, you telling me the shrimp fried this rice, but I didn't say you telling me a shrimp fried this rice. But that's the theme. You know what I'm saying? I did better ones than that. Like Rico Nasty and Danny Brown retweeted that at the time, like type shit. And then a song about allergies, and then Half Words 3, which in my opinion it has some of my favorite songs I'll ever do because they're very. I don't know if you're familiar with the quote unquote rage genre.
Oh, of course.
Which is okay, yeah. In my opinion, Rusty started that shit. Rusty, the producer from Scotland. He like some of the music he was making is proto rage shit, and I've been influenced from that since the start. Since before I started producing, really, that's the type of music I was influenced by. So that album, Half Words 3, really encapsulates me locking into that style finally, and like really, really making it work and doing what I want to do with it. And then I dropped the ambient album that's 2 hours and 2 minutes of just pads, and it's really good. 1+2. And then I dropped a song called What's Up, which I made specifically for a collaboration with Twitch, where we made a music video together by me performing this song a bunch of times, and they had a bunch of cameras and backgrounds on me. And then I sat down with an editor and we edited the video live after a performance. It was like a collaboration with Twitch, and we were on the front page and stuff. And all of this said, all of this time, I've also done like 10 to 12 front pages. We're not even talking about the streams. Like I've been streaming for over 5 years now, and most of the songs I'm making at this point that end up releasing in 2021, because we're at 2021 right now. Most of the songs that end up coming out, I make them on the stream now. Like every song I release, damn near. And then I released a song called "Faded Off the Vax," which I bet you can tell. Like when we were all getting COVID vaccines, I was fucked up off the vaccine, and I recorded a song. And then a song called "U.S. Baby," "Fuck America," but that song is fire. And then a song called "You Know What to Do," which is "You Know What to Do, You Know What to Do." And then started my EP every week phase, where I released 2 songs, and then I released a 3-song EP, and then every week for the next like 30 weeks, I released at least a 4-song EP. It was like 4-song EP, 4-song EP. So I'm looking at them now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then after the 19th one, I dropped "Smoking on That Shit" with Sativa, which is kind of like You Telling Me, but instead of being You Telling Me jokes, it's smoking on that shit that made Stevie Wonder, those type of bars. You know? Sativa tweeted a bunch of them, and I hit her up and I was like, we got to make this a song. And then I came up with the beat 4 months later. But then we got EP 20, EP 21, EP 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Oh, wait, there's more than 30. 30. And then I dropped a song called "Amethyst," which is really good and ended up on another album. And then I dropped a song called "Bingo," and then 31, and then a little song called "R&R," which a lot of people know me for. It's just fucking R&R. Like T-Pain liked it, Hassan liked it. Fucking so many people liked that song. It went everywhere. It was crazy. And then another EP, and then an acoustic EP, and then a goofy song called "Obi-Wan Kenobi," and then another EP, and then another EP, and then another EP, and then a song called "I'm the Greatest of All Time," and then a song called "I'm in British," which is me doing a British accent. And then I dropped a song with Bobby Raps called "Symmetria," classic skirt song, and then another EP, and then after that EP was the culmination of all the EPs in an album called "Ascendance: The Skirtiverse," which is all the EPs. Every time I dropped the EP, I called that the Ascendant era, because I just figured it out. I ascended and figured out that I can make a whole EP on stream, like produce a beat, record the vocals, produce a beat, record the vocals, and then have a new EP. So I was like, okay, I get it now. Let me just go for this. And I think it was like 32 EPs in a row or something like that. And then this album. And honestly, the 420 Easter album that just came out is kind of the sequel to Ascendance: The Skirtiverse. They're kind of the same vibe. And the same vibe is like Triple Other. It's like that. It's like all that vibe, collaboration. And then I dropped fire songs, and then I did an official collaboration with Volcom, where I went to the headquarters and just ran around. They filmed me and gave me a bunch of clothes, and we vibed out at the headquarters. And then I dropped the album called "I Swear to God, I'm Just Fucking Goofing Y'all," which is the sequel to "I'm Just Fucking Goofing Y'all," which is all the Goofy songs compacted together, pretty much. And then I did this thing where I gave the subs a melodic loop, and then everybody went and made beats, and I recorded over my favorites, which is called Idenmel. It stands for Identical Melody, because I gave them all the same thing, and they all worked in and made different beats, and I recorded over it. And 1 and 2 is out. 3, 4, 5, and 6 is in my vault. I'm just waiting for like one of the songs in 3 got held up, so I'm kind of just like, I don't feel right putting out 4 without 3 being out, type. So I just am holding on to them. I have a lot of cool collaborators, a lot of cool songs on that. Actually, Just Dance, the song we opened up the stream with, is Idenmel 5. And I was just like, I need to get this song out. So I put it on 420 Easter. You know what I mean? So it's like, they're all sitting. I swear to God, I'm just goofing y'all. You thought I was referencing Rich Homie Quan? No. I mean, dang. I'm sorry if that was a question. RIP Rich Homie Quan. But no, it was just because I thought it was funny. And then I got in a beef with a little guy. Y'all might have heard of this little guy, Deadmau5. Y'all might know him. Got in a little beef with Deadmau5 because I went into his stream and I just said Deadmau5 Elden Ring stream, and then he said, how long did it take for you to figure out the name Young Skirt, and how much do you regret it? I'm like, what? I was like, bro, I don't regret it. Secondly, I have the trademark. I love this name. It's resonant of the style, and he kind of like, oh, I can tell what style of music you make. Like just being
Whoa.
condescending to me, and I'm like, what the? And then so someone doxed me and put my government name in the chat, and my name is Matthew. So he saw that and he said, dang, I don't know what's worse, Young Skirt or Matthew. So I was like, oh, Jesus, bro, you about to get it. And then I went live and I recorded the whole thing. And I had people giving me like ammo to rap about against Deadmau5. Like G Jones told me, reminded me about how he snitched on Rusko for smoking weed backstage. And I threw that in there. Just like stuff like that. And it was really funny. And he ended up liking it kind of at first until he heard the end where I said he was homophobic, transphobic. And I was like, bro, I'm just reading your Wikipedia. I don't know what to tell you. And then like dead ass, I was just like, dude, you said like the F word on stream. I don't know what you want me to say, man. Like but let me just validate right now his feelings. Like I don't think he's like a hateful, spiteful person or anything, but I think he had some tendencies, But anyway, hopefully he's trying. We all know Deadmau5 is the innovator as he is, and I've been calling him Bestie ever since because I think it's hilarious to just be like, "Oh, that's Bestie," and like, and then after that, I released Dumbass Genius 2, which is another album full of self-produced, more melodic, more introspective music. That is the music I prefer to be making. And then a song called I Don't Give a Fuck. Well, sometimes I just think of a funny idea and I record it and I put it out and it's funny. And then a song called Young Skirt 2, and then Idemel 2, and then I put out a song called The Longest Name of a Town at L'Enfant Go. I don't even remember how to pronounce it. I'm fake. The long ass town name.
Oh, the one I know it ends with go go go.
Yeah. So I made a song. This is the full title of the song. Oh shit! Without the community edit navigation bar part. That's the full name of the song. Spotify can't handle it. It's really funny. That was part of the bit. And then we're at November. We're at 2022, I think. Right here is where we're at. No, 2023. We're currently at October 2023. I released an album called I Am the Best in the World, You Don't Have to Believe Me, and that album is fucking crazy. And I don't think I'm ever going to be able to top that album in terms of like what it was doing. It's just like me using my metal influence and like trying to make the hardest shit that I possibly can. Genre switch a lot. Like to me, like I cannot explain, Like to me, this is my, like, to put it in terms of another artist and other goats, to me that's like my 1,000 gecs. You know what I mean? Like it's like it hits a lot of genre marks. It hits on a lot of like the roots of my inspirations, like it did for them. Like some of the original inspirations for them are so present and obvious, and they hit them all. They hit all the marks, and it's just like it's wild. And I hope more people listen to it in the future, type shit. Then I dropped a couple funny songs. One was called Fill in the Blank, where I just didn't end. I just said, I was at the, and just didn't finish the sentences for the whole song. And then one called Own Yon, where I was trying to make Odwin laugh for his troll beats thing. I was just blown out. And then you played I Can Tell You Got the Battle Pass because of Archibald. I dropped that around then. We're in the top of 2024 now. Geeked off a Yerba EP, where every song was named after a Yerba. Yerba Madre, please sponsor me again and give me free cases again, please. Thank you. I miss it so much. I hate having to pay for it. I love y'all. Thank you. Bye. Okay. And then I made a song called 2222222, which is for my dad because his birthday is on 22. So I combined the 22 with wishing my dad a happy birthday. Shout out my dad. Then I dropped the Item L3 song, Item L4 song, Item L5 song, and then an EP of like unreleased. Shout out my dad, yeah. And then a couple songs with some other producers that are really good. And then I dropped a song just called Skirt. And then I dropped a whole guitar-based album in May last year. So it's about a year old, actually. Is it exactly a year old? No, April. It's a year and a month old. Just all guitar type stuff, metal, acoustic, all that stuff. And we're almost done. I did Mel 5 song, a song called What the Fuck Is Going On, a song called Earlobe that's really good, Item L3 song. I worked with Reason directly and made a couple songs with their new modules. Then an Item L4 song, and then I dropped a song called Pizza Bone, which is a classic Skirt song at this point. It's pretty much Minion Skirt song. That's a real lyric. And a song called MySpace, which is over Forever and Taylor Morgan beat. And a song called Make It Shake. And then a song called That Dumb Shit. And then a song called World's Beat. And then I released Half Words 4. Just more of a collection of all the freestyles over the years. It's a little less put together. Then I released a really good EP called Realm. That's really good. Then I released Back in British, the British sequel. And then I released 3+4 Ambient, which is the new Ambient. It's like an hour 56. Then I released a song called Vigintillion is a really, really big number because Chad XP in the chat hit a 33-month sub and typed a bunch of threes in a row. And then they started saying Octovigintillion. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And for those who don't know, it goes million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion, sextillion, septillion, octillion, nonillion, and then 10 is decillion. And then undecillion, all that, tridecillion, octodecillion, non-decillion, vigintillion. Vigintillion is 20 sets of 3 zeros. Or no, million is 3. Million is 2 sets of 3 zeros to the 20th power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a big ass number. It can't be. I forget the E. I forget the exact E, even though I say it in there. Then I released an EP with Prop, the GOAT, one of my favorite producers. 3 Pop, shit's fire. And then 420 Easter. And now we are finally caught up. And that is all the music releases that I've done. And I also, that doesn't even count all the productions that I did or features or, that's just my Bandcamp. That's just me scrolling up my Bandcamp. Yeah, it's way more than that. Yeah, we're here.
Yeah. Now we are caught up to modern day. But we still have to look to the future. Is there anything coming up that you're planning on releasing that you're able to talk about?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm trying to see if I can do a deluxe for 420 Easter. I like, it just really depends on me being able to do it, like physically sit down and get certain songs together, or like other people who I sent stuff to, like seeing if they want to mess with it. But I was gonna do it on 520, but that has passed. So now I'm thinking about, if we get to the end of next month and I haven't done it, then I probably won't do it. But definitely I have been moving toward what is, codename Dumbass Genius 3, but I could change the title. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but it's all self-produced stuff. And then I just have a lot of songs. Like if I go down my notepad right now of all my unreleased, which I'm sitting on, and I gotta add, I made another song the other day that I gotta add in there. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 songs that are fully self-produced that fit in the quote-unquote what would be Dumbass Genius 3 stuff. Dropped the deluxe on 840. Yeah, that's a real date, baby. Okay, but so yeah, so that's that. Or no, actually it's 19. Sorry, there's 19 songs. And then on top of that, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that are guitar based. Like the 19 songs I mentioned above are all like beats and synths and vocals. And then the 9 that I just said about are guitar, either punk or screamo. And when I say screamo, I don't just mean music with screaming in it. I mean like scrams.
Yeah,
I was trying.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was trying
appealing
to hit
directly to
that mark.
me.
Yeah. So I was trying to hit that mark because I used to do the wheel of genre where I would spin the wheel and whatever I get, I made it. And so it made a lot of instruments or a lot of interesting experiments. But, you know, it's a lot of different stuff. There's one that's like dungeon synth and mathcore. There's one that's like just punk. There's one that's like shoegaze. You know, it's like I have a collection of that too. So that might be a sequel to the band album. And then okay, yeah, in the deluxe I'm looking at 5 or 6 that I could put out. Um, damn, I actually should just do this. I have at least 5, so I could do it. I could totally do it. The only thing about it, on 420 Easter, I screamed over the whole thing. I was off 30 hours, no sleep, just making sure the mixes were good, uploading it, and I put it all in one Reason file, and I got my mic, like my handheld mic, and I would just listen back to it, and like wherever I would be like, "Go, let's go," or like, "It's 420 Easter." So like, if I do a deluxe, I either need to like figure out a way to only narrate those ones in a different way and figure it out canonically, or like make like scream over all of it again, which I don't think I can do. So, you know, I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, and then on top of that, the item L 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna try to get that out at some point. I think me and Blunt Smoke are gonna drop a little 3-song EP at some point. We made a little EP together. And then yeah, just have a bunch of songs. So I probably got like, you know, like 30 to 50 unreleased songs that I just gotta figure it out and mix it. But like I'm honestly like not even too concerned with music anymore. That's the thing. Like music is great, but like I'm not getting the return that I would hope to in terms of the quality. So my focus is kind of like definitely shifting closer to more towards streaming than music. Even though I will always be doing music and I will always be releasing music, it's just it doesn't feel like the forefront of my brain anymore. You know? It's
Yeah.
weird.
Uh,
But yeah, I think those two projects.
right. Having a lot of unreleased stuff is always kind of interesting because it's like, what do I do? When do I drop this? How do I drop this?
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
I've
How
I've
do you give it to the world?
I've had a couple like things that I had on the back burner. And I'm like, I don't know how to, I don't know how to finish this, or I don't know where to put it. So I'm just gonna like sit on it until something comes up.
Cause yeah, a lot of the 420 Easter album was like old. Like Time Warp with Bobby Raps, we made that in 2022. But like another song on there I made like a week before, you know, like it's and like the Deco song was sitting there since 2022, and like you can always do what BB no, yeah, that's so true. Shout out BB No Money, Baby No Money, whatever. He fucking he made that shit work. I be getting his YouTube videos, YouTube shorts, and just being like, damn, like he's got the shit
He's so good
going.
at being on YouTube Shorts. I can't escape.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
literally everywhere.
He's got a lot of content that he can pull from. It's dope.
Should probably hop on that as well. But well, okay, we'll get there.
Yeah, like really good moments of these like interviews at the very least could definitely make for but it's so hard. I be
Yeah.
trying to make a clip every single day.
Same.
I I'll pretty much wake up like I said before, I'll wake up, I'll eat, I'll get ready to stream, maybe watch a TV show, play a little gaming or whatever, and then get on stream, do my stream for 3 to 6 hours. Last night I was on for fucking 8 hours. And then after that, I just want to decompress. So I probably watch a show or chill. And then right before I go to sleep, usually around 6 a.m., I'm like, oh, I should make a clip and post it though. And then I make a clip and then it's 7. And I'm like, oh my God. You know, it's just an endless cycle.
I've gotten into the habit of making a clip every morning and just uploading it on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and just seeing where it goes. But I forgot to do it for the past 3 days because I keep oversleeping and like
Mm-hmm.
playing my instruments.
Yeah, it's like you want to do whatever else. I'm like king procrastinator, but I've been a lot better in the past like 10 years or the past like 5 years, honestly. Like honestly since quarantine, since COVID quarantine, since I started streaming, my productivity has been able to like rise and like my risk of procrastination is much lower. Thank God.
I also struggle with procrastination. I have like a lot of things that I have to get done, and I'm like, hold on, what do I work on? Then I start working on everything at once, and I'm like, where I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna play Fortnite.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like thing one becomes thing two, becomes thing three, becomes thing four, becomes thing five. And then at thing nine, you're like, man, I was supposed to be doing thing one.
Didn't
What
go
happened?
didn't go back to it with like different either. Like, why did I do that? Or like forgot what was like
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, or like why you were doing something in the first place. Yeah, it's just, yeah.
But I think
ADHD life.
I think that's also like an eternal struggle of both ADHD and doing creative stuff when you have multiple like buns in the oven. You just keep going.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah,
holding
you just gotta
W.
keep going. Yeah.
So, how would you describe your music to someone who is a 11th century metal worker in the Ottoman Empire who's not really sure where they are, but just found like a coal, a piece of gold?
Okay. 11th century. So we're looking at what? The fucking aren't we like 1 century ahead? Like you know how when it was the 20, like it's the 21st century or whatever the fuck
Yeah. We're in
technically.
21
But
right
like
now.
okay, so we're in the 1000s. We're talking about
Yeah.
metal worker. I would say that I use futuristic technology to create sounds that work together in a rhythmic fashion, in a melodic way to create a beat, and then I use my voice to sing rhythmically over the beat with a technology that allows me to always be on key with the music. And I explore different styles of that while also exploring styles with a futuristic type of lute that plugs into electricity.
The real question is, do they know what
I think that
electricity
works.
is?
Oh yeah. So they don't even know what electricity is. Damn. Okay. But just pretty much, I'll just pretty much say everything that I do is reliant on things that you have no idea exist, and it's futuristic technology that allows me to make music really fast and really good.
Now, how would you describe your music to a current year Belgian government worker who had the job where he doesn't do anything, so all he does is go through Bandcamp deep dives on whatever genre popped into his head?
And so he knows every
He
genre.
knows everything. That's all he does because his job is fake.
All right, so I'd tell him that I literally make every genre, but I focus on auto-tune heavy pop rap stylings with huge 808s and really hard beats, but all the subgenres of modern like pop rap type music, pop music, like everything. A lot of people consider me hyper pop. A lot of people like I kind of hopped into the little quote unquote digicore style of things, which is just pretty much sped up current rap shit with autotune on it, and then like all the subgenres that it entails, like new jerk music is kind of having a moment right now, so I'll be making those type of beats sometimes and be inspired to get on them, or like a lot of the beats that like Cardi was doing on his new album is like a style that definitely speaks to me because I'm from Atlanta, just like different snare placements on beats and stuff, but I also dig into like metal. Like I have a 13/4 metal song. I have acoustic songs. I have like ones I do genre combinations all the time. Like one of my songs that's unreleased is thrash metal and Detroit rap combined. Worked out really well. Um It goes everywhere. I do whatever I want, but my default setting is definitely auto-tune pop rap styles and subgenres.
Now, how would you describe your stream to that individual?
The person who knows the genres?
Yeah, the person who's like tapped in.
Okay. Tapped in. I be making music on my stream mostly. So Mondays I make melodies with Reason synths first, 32 bar melodies, 3 of them. And then I let chat vote on which one I turn into a song or a beat if I'm not feeling like doing vocals. But I try to do a song every Monday. That's where the new album's coming from. So I'll record three 32 bar melodies. Chat picks which one. I turn that into a beat, and then I record vocals over it, and it's a new song. And it could vary anywhere. Tuesdays I get loops from friends and legends. This past week I had Nova, Beardex, and Sammy Hague, and lately I've had stuff from like Hit Girl or Where Is Alex, or I've just had stuff sent from amazing people like Sinjin Hawk and Lunas and Umru and Dylan Brady, and just a ton of people over the years have sent me stuff. They send me stuff with no drums. I turn them into beats. Wednesdays we just watch videos from my YouTube feed and from chat, mostly music centric. A lot of it is whatever new music videos came out that week. We're tapping in. Thursdays is kind of up in the air, but I'm playing a new game called Slimecore, which is founded by a game studio founded by Blood Pop. And the person who's tapped in would know who Blood Pop is, but if you're not, one credit to show you where they're at in music industry. You might have heard a little fucking Justin Bieber song called Sorry. He co-produced that with Skrillex. Also full Lady Gaga albums. Like, just everywhere, all over the board. Makes so much music, super successful. Founded this group called 5E2, if you've heard of them. And he started the game studio and got me involved, so I play that on Thursdays. And then sometimes we do music feedback on Thursdays. But yesterday I just made music based on the wheels. I spin a wheel, get a random BPM. Spin a wheel, get a random key. And then just made some stuff. Used to have the genre wheel on Thursdays, but I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it, so I retired it. Today, Fridays, I usually speedrun beats. I turn on a timer on Live Split, and I make a beat as not necessarily as fast as I can, but I'm more seeing how long it takes me. But I won't be doing that today. I have a guest on stream today, Joaquin. Shout out Joaquin. He'll be pulling up on the stream today. I don't know what we'll do. Who knows? And then Saturday is my best stream day. Saturday. I make beats with my subs. I've been doing it for over 5 years. 264 is this week. At least 3 subs will. They all enter Marbles on Stream races. Whoever wins sends me a loop with no drums. I flip it into a beat. We do it at least 3 times. If we break the weekly goal in subs, then we'll do a 4th. And then for every 19 subs we get on Saturdays, we do another one. So it's like a mini subathon every single Saturday. And then Sundays, if I'm on, I've been trying to take Sundays off. But I game, first and foremost, Balatro and Tekken right now. And also at the end of my music creation, I usually hop on to Balatro and Tekken anyway, depending on what day it is.
I so
that's my
badly,
sketch.
so badly want to play Balatro now.
Yeah, shit.
Giving
fucking game.
Getting me back to the mine.
That's me. I'm a shill. Local thunk. What's up? Let me be a paid shill. Give me money and I'll put everybody on a Balatro even more than I already do. Come on. Open up Balatro. I mean, I was late to the pre-interview because I was doing a Balatro run. I'm not going to lie to you.
I kept getting my fan stuck. I kept getting my Curtis stuck in my fan. So earlier you mentioned that you were trying to focus more on streaming. Can you tell me more about that decision?
Yeah. It's mostly about the state of music. Right?
Yeah.
When I first started Young Skirt, the project, I was a fan of things like Travis Scott and Migos and Young Thug, Rich Homie Quan, Future, Auto-Tune, pop rap. I'm from Atlanta. Cool melodies, cool flows, rhythmics, like with vocals, really good beats with really good synths, really good chords, melodies. And when I started, I was like, I want to be a guy who talks about like the shit I'm into in this style, but also like explore it and do it my own way, like, and just like, you know, come from a different perspective. And in 2015, that didn't exist yet. So I was kind of doing something new. Now, literally, just the saturation of music over the past 10 years has made me feel like music is just not important anymore. Like anybody can make music, especially with AI too. Like in about a year, in a year or two, no one's gonna even care if it's AI or not. Like it's just gonna be like that. Like I don't know. Like and it just doesn't even feel important, like because everybody's making music and then other people are making music that has more importance or more, you know, exploration, whereas I've kind of found my style and I'm just digging deeper into my style as I go. Like there are people who are doing more like quote unquote important work that in music that's like actually, and I'm trying to progress stuff further. I'm trying to be tapped in, but like it's like I just, you know, when you think about why someone listens to music, you think about it like you want to hear good music. That's the first and foremost thing. You want to hear music that you like, that is good, that makes you feel emotions. Either sad emotions, happy emotions, like like you feel like a tough guy because you're listening to some dun, 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 you're like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like you want to put yourself in an emotional space when you listen to music. And so many people are doing that, and it's so hard to break through without being a part of the industry or having someone um like pushing your stuff with marketing or be plugged in or like getting you on the right YouTube pressers or you know getting your shit on a meme account or whatever the fuck people do for marketing. It's like you're reliant on somebody else plugging you into the right things to actually get attention to get your stuff moving. I am very anti-industry in terms of doing it the way that they want, signing away a percentage of my shit to people who don't care, you know, things like that. Like I'm really against that. So no one has an incentive to boost me up because I'm just an independent. So at the end of the day, I'm releasing some of my best work with like this new 420 Easter album, but like they're averaging like 3 to 4 thousand plays on Spotify. If you don't know, 1,000 plays on Spotify is like $3. Like I'm sitting here looking at, hey, I've accrued like $40 on this album or a maximum, and every song is a collaboration. So I'm getting maybe half of that. You know, like it's just like as much as I love making music and will continue to make music and will always be making and releasing music, I just feel like it's like why does anyone need to listen to me? Like I'm just a guy making stuff for the love of it, for the fun of it. And like if you like that type of music, I got you for days and days and days and weeks and years and maybe the rest of your life. Because some of my music is that good that it'll attach to you and be important to you forever. But like Twitch, in my opinion, and streaming is just the utmost best source of being an entertainer and entertaining. Like not only am I creating music on stream now, I have a TV show technically. You have a TV show right now. We're on a TV show that you made from scratch, and it's video and it's sound and it's interaction with the chat, and it's also beautifully incentivized for people to actually support you. Like I've never been on any type of platform over my fucking life where you get on there and people are like, "Yo, let's give this person money and subs and bits," and like there's never been any platform like it. And it's so inspiring and encouraging and exciting, whereas music, in my opinion, is unfortunately in its like last decade of like importance. Like there will always be music, but no one's really going to care about music the further we go. The more it's more about the people making the music and the things that they do in service to their music versus the music itself. Like right now, I don't know if you've heard this. There's this artist named Too Slimy who literally just puts on the loudest 808s possible and is just screaming over that shit. And it's like, it's really good. And like, we're just approaching the end times of where like music that is noise will be popularized, even though it already is for some people. But it's going to be really popularized to the point where like the barrier of entry, not even the barrier of entry, but like the baseline of music is like people understand that like shit could be blown out, shit could be just pure noise, and it's okay because that's sound expression. And then once we get all the way there, there's not really that many places to take it because we've gotten the best melodies, we've gotten the loudest noises, we've gotten the heaviest music. Like in my opinion, like Knocked Loose's new album from last year is probably the heaviest and most concise music I've ever listened to. It's heavy as fuck and not uncompromising while also being a really palatable, like not even palatable, but like accessible sound. Like the way they produced it, it makes my face instantly contort, but it's also so well written and so well produced that someone who's never listened to metal in their life could listen to this thing that I think is the hardest shit I've ever heard and get it. And it got nominated for a Grammy. Like it's crazy. So like as we're experiencing all these extremes becoming pop, there's not a lot that people won't expect anymore. And at that point, it's more about the personality than it is the music itself. And so I think the best form of action would be to enhance my personality by streaming and being myself live on stream and giving someone a person to connect with so that the music will come out and they'll more be willing to connect with my music because they fuck with me as a person. You know, I think I just figured that out through this explanation too.
It's a good explanation, which lets me raise some more questions. Which,
Okay.
what are you mentioned being from Atlanta and moving to LA. I'm from LA, Smile.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yay. But what are your thoughts on the specific music scenes of specific locations like Atlanta becoming they're exposed like on an international scale where anyone online can hear the music from that scene versus and how that differentiates from people who are physically in that scene and how that has an impact on the music being produced in locations such as that.
I do feel like locality in music is kind of irrelevant now because we all have the internet. But because I lived so pretty much me and my family moved to Georgia when I was 2 years old. I spent all my schooling in Georgia, elementary, middle, high school. I went to Georgia Tech for college. I stayed there for a few years after, and then I moved to LA because, in my opinion, Atlanta is good to work in and good to create in, but there's like a ceiling to how far you can go. Like the events are still very local. Like there's bigger stuff, of course, but like it's still just like very small. I mean, I don't know about now. I'm too tapped out now. I haven't been there for 9 years, but when I was there, it was like still just like just like Atlanta stuff was just Atlanta stuff, and I wanted to be more in some national, if not global, conversations and acceleration. And so I moved out to LA in order to be closer to everything here, and also I like the weather, and also I smoke weed, so it's very important to me. I don't like being pulled over with an eighth in my car and being scared for my life. You know what I mean? So that's why I moved out here partially. But in terms of like the music scenes, like I feel like everything is global now. Like we already had the globalization of the Atlanta music like style, like in terms of trap shit. Like even though I will define that, in my opinion, trap is not defined by the sound; it's defined by the content. Like, of course, there's the EDM trap people that call themselves trap because it's halftime and it's got 808 drums, but it's not. Trap shit is when people say, quarter brick, half a brick, whole brick. They're talking about selling bricks of cocaine. They're talking about trapping. They're talking about actually moving weight. That's trap music. Music that is influenced by trap music, to me, is just using like the drums. It's not like I hate when people call their music trap, especially in EDM, unless it's like literally the drop is like fucking 2 Chainz saying something, or like they got like a trapper on the fucking track. You know what I mean? Like then that kind of makes sense a little bit, but like the homogenization of Atlanta trap music is a little I'm used to it now because it's already over. Like when it was happening, I was like, damn, this is whack as fuck. Like y'all don't know shit. Like I remember going to my parking spot in high school and hearing Cash Out and Young Thug fucking on the radio, like before anybody knew who Young Thug was. And like just like I don't know, it's at first like the globalization of the sound, it bothered me at first, but now it's just over. Like rap music and like trap drums and 808s, that's just pop now. Everybody's using that. Everybody from like pop music to like people trying to like take the sound and run. Like it's already there. It's already over. So like now I'm just like whatever. It has infiltrated and become the norm. And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, what I was saying earlier is that like everybody gets used to it and then it just becomes part of the norm, and then it's like, okay. So it's like the music that I originally wanted to express myself in is now just everybody's done it, everybody's doing it, and it's thanks to Atlanta. So it's cool to see our sound on the map, and I don't think anybody's ever gonna dispute it either, which is dope. But it was a little frustrating at first, but now it's normalized, I guess. Yeah.
How important do you think the delineation of genres and locality of music produced is now, especially considering everything is becoming a genre to advertise to in an algorithm?
So wait, a genre in locality? Like,
Oh, sorry, my bad, my
what do
bad.
you mean?
How important do you think the distinction of genres is now versus like 20 years ago before everything had like a specific name to it?
Okay, just genres in general. How important are they from 20 years? Past 20 years?
Yeah, because I've noticed not a trend, but I've noticed that growing up from like the 2010s and onward, they're becoming more and more niche names for types of music that are being made.
Or regenres.
Yeah.
Yeah. I to me, for the most part. I'm sorry, I hit the bong. For the most part, genre is drums. You can take the same melody and put a different drum beat over it and it becomes a different genre. And mix them. So like say for example, you have a melody at like 100 BPM or something like that. Let me like just fucking like I don't think this is 100 BPM. So you have a melody that's like dun, 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 or something like that, right? If you go it's like either like a rap beat or like, stuff like that. But if you go like then it's like reggaeton all of a sudden. You know what I mean? So it's like there's most genres are determined by whatever drums you're using. There are some genres that are determined by like sound design as well, or like or instrument choice. But it's really just like modes of expression and like every genre has good stuff. Like whenever people say I like everything but,
Yeah.
it's just like you just haven't found something good in that genre yet. There's people using it's a mode of expression. I don't think it should be a limiter of what someone listens to or doesn't listen to. I think it should just be like that's the vehicle. That's the car, that you're driving in to get to the destination of making someone feel something with music. And whatever car you're driving, it may look weird or whatever the fuck. You may not get in the car. You know what I'm saying? But are you going to get to the destination of having a feeling with the music? Maybe. And I feel like nowadays, like I'm saying, everything has been explored for the most part. And now the only genres that can exist are like new genres. The only new genres that can come out of it are just combinations of genres or literally TikTok being too ignorant to know that it's already a genre and calling it something. Like when like I said, the resurgence of like jerk music, which is like mid tempo, just like the drum beat is kind of like with the claps, and then the bass is kind of following it. It's like a very specific drum pattern, in my opinion. And there's like a couple you said delineation, so I did too. A couple different variables of it, where it's like it's a little different, or like one has open hi-hats every hit, or like a bell every hit, or one it has these vocal samples, but it's all like kind of in the same realm. And like the kids didn't know that it's a jerk beat, which originated from the time of you're a jerk. I know you're a jerk. Like fucking New Boys. They don't know that it's already jerk beats, so they started calling it hood trap. And like it's just like, dude, like that in my opinion is really annoying, and it makes me feel like genre is way less important. And it also, if you're saying 20 years, it's crazy to think about how 20 years ago was just 2005, and that's when I was just starting to like that's when I first started to get in a band, and we were making like mathcore, grindcore, tech grind. At that time, genre was incredibly important because there was not a lot of music. It was just, oh dang, what type of music is this? Oh, it's like this. You know what I mean? And like you needed to know what it sounded like because you couldn't preview it. You had to go buy it. Well, I mean, '05, were we even streaming in '05? I don't think we were even streaming in '05.
Napster, maybe?
Yeah, definitely file sharing stuff was out, but like I guess I just mean legally listening, previewing music. YouTube was '09, yeah. So it's like it's crazy. So just like genre meant so much 20 years ago. Genre now will definitely describe something, but like you can just listen and hear it, and like everybody's mashing up genre to the point where it's like definitely not as important. But it's just pretty much like, you know, um everything's just being done, you know what I mean? Like yeah, sorry. I'm kind of talking in circles, I think,
That's
but
okay.
like yeah, it's just genre now. I just like I feel like I've done all of it, you know? And to me, it's just BPM and drum style will give you any genre essentially. And sometimes instrument choice is important. But like that's how you make any genre. Like you can give me any genre and I can listen to it for like 10 seconds and be like, "All right, this is the building blocks of that genre." And it also like I just think of music in such a scientific way now. It's kind of like the magic is lost. So it's like weird because I just think of things like you have the melody, you have the bass, you have the drums, you have the vocals. Melody being any melodic type of instrument, bass being the bass, drums being the drums, vocals being the vocals. And if you think about everything in those four elements and what they're doing for the music, like you can really break down what makes the genre, and you can express yourself in any genre in a capable way.
Do you think that a lot of the time when people describe things as a genre is just kind of a buzzword for advertising?
Sometimes, for sure. Like when hyperpop was huge, everybody was just saying hyperpop for some reason.
Remember
Like
remember the transition from because I grew up listening
escape
to,
room.
oh my god, that for like a month.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember growing up listening to PC music in like 2013. I was like,
Yeah.
and then it just became that hyperpop just became the word to describe that. I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this now.
Yeah, I was there from jump too. I remember Pink and Blue dropping
Yeah.
on SoundCloud. Also, I'm like, I've met a lot of the people in PC music at South bys and stuff, and become friends with some of them and stuff. And it's just like, I see the impact, and I always try to tell people, like whenever it was coming up, I'm like, y'all weren't there, like, what's going on? Like, I was here looking at PC music and like just taking pop to like extreme, shiny, super sharpened levels, and just being in awe at it, and just being like, that's hyperpop, like that's, and like not even, and like I'm one of the few peoples. I'm one of the few people who I love the term hyperpop. I think it's fucking dope. Like I hate where it went and how everybody feels about it. But like when that came out, I'm like, that's what it is. Pop is popular music, in my opinion. The use of structure in music, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, whatever. The use of structure in music makes it pop, in my opinion. And what was happening with PC Music and AG and Sophie and Hannah Diamond and GFOTY and all this shit, Danielle
goat.
Harl and fucking everybody, Easy Fun, everybody in that shit, which now the fact that Charlie and AG and PC Music and Easy Fun have just merged is just so dope. Like it makes me so happy because it's like you have a vision and you create it and you make it reality. Like they wanted to be the faces of the future of pop, and they just did it their way and just didn't give a fuck and just like maximized it. And like pop music is every genre. There can be pop music in every genre. It's just as long as it has structure and as long as it like has it's about the structure. It's about like appealing to a wide audience of people. And so if you have a structure, you're appealing to the wide audience of people no matter what genre you're encapsulating. So hyperpop is just the hyper version of pop, which it is. It's just pop with what some kind of knob turned up to like, fucking 13 instead of 10. Like one or two of the knobs are just cranked, whether it be pitch, whether it be speed, volume, distortion. Um hold on. Damn, I'm just getting a call, but like I'm gonna tell them. So I like the title. Hyperpop. I think it got a bad rap. But like damn, what were we, okay, but like PC Music was definitely the start of it. And then I think when 1000 Gex dropped, that's when the terminology was like cemented. But it was because they explored so many different genres in one album, and people mistook it for hyperpop being like you're doing a bunch of genres, whereas it's actually taking genres to a new level. And they were doing that as well. And I remember seeing Escape Room on Chartmetric, which is the site my friend gave me access to. And then I saw I got categorized as Escape Room, and I was like, what the fuck is Escape Room? And then it changed to Hyperpop. And I was like, that's cool though. I was like, Hyperpop is dope. That just sounds like synths. That just sounds like fast. That just sounds like melodic. That just sounds like dope. I was like, hell yeah. And then it all took this a whole other face, and I was like, damn, everybody hates it. I'm like, that sucks. I think it's good, man. Like
I loved hyperpop. I love what it was. What it became just kind of, I feel, fell into the line of people not kind of losing the plot and just not really getting it and just going with it, which I think is just kind of inevitable when something gets really big. But like even in
mhm.
that, I think a lot of it is very cool, and it's like even now, like every genre, like they're pushing something, like something is being pushed somewhere.
Mhm.
We just don't know it yet because the TikTok algorithm doesn't like them.
Yeah, I think it's just like as a genre to push things. I think it's more about putting things into a box, you know?
Yeah.
And this goes for everything in life. If you put yourself into a box where people understand what they're going to get when they look inside your box, then it's just going to be more marketable. It's just going to be more palatable. It's going to be more accepted. because they're going to be like, oh, if I go in this box, I know I'm going to get this music because they said it's this music, so I'm going to get this music. So hell yeah. And that goes for artistry too. If you make one style of music that everybody's like, oh yeah, this artist is going to be the person who gives me this type of music. Understood. I can trust that every time I click on their song, which is the worst for me because I make everything. But like when it comes to genre, if someone who is marketing something can put something in a box or a circle and say, this is all this type of music, you can expect definitely that you'll get this type of music based on this genre tag, then absolutely it's going to be used for marketing standpoints like that. But like, that's how they're thinking about it. They're not thinking about it like, what does the music sound like? They're thinking about like, how can I brand this and sell it off to people so we get more streams? You know what I mean? That is true.
Speaking of a lot of streams, you were talking earlier about how a lot of musicians that get popular is based on the story. How much do you think the quality of music really matters, and how much do you think of it is just how good the story connected to it is, either of the creation or the people who made it?
It's really dependent on who you talk to, but these days I think quality does not matter in the slightest anymore. Like you look at the quote unquote bad music. And when I say bad, I just mean people who aren't really caring about it. They don't like go about, you know, taste or anything like that. They just get an idea and they use music as a vehicle. It's like this vehicle metaphor is coming up a lot, but like that's like it's like I don't know, like quality of music is important to people who care about music. The general music listener is going to sit there and be like, is this song good? Yes or no? That's the only question that they're like, is it good? Like they don't think about the performers on it, they don't think about the production, they don't think about the vocals, they don't think about the mixing, they don't think about the anything like that. They just go, is this song good? And like for the general person, I guess they're trying to listen for what the song is saying and the story behind it. So that's the most important. So even a lot of people, and I'd be watching Fantano react to IG Real Music, and that shit is hilarious. But like some of it is mad good too. But like some people literally just have no sense of rhythm or tone or anything, and they're just talking on a beat or a music. And like it's just like it. You look at the likes, it's like 8,000, and I'm like, dude, I'm struggling to get fucking 50 these days, and these people are just like, I am the one that knows the bell, and it's like 8,000, like, and it's just like, dude, what the fuck? No one gives a fuck about good music anymore, like because there's so much of it. So it's like when you find some really good music, you can be like, dude, this music is really good. But a lot of I gotta record that song. A lot of people just like they just want to vibe. They don't care about immersing themselves in art. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah.
they're just trying to vibe. Like, can you vibe to it? And then like that's the number one question. It's crazy.
This kind of reminds me of something that Ethel Kane said one time about how people have become very irony poisoned to the point where the sincerity in a lot of music has been lost. What do you think of that take?
Wait. One more time. Irony poisoning.
Yeah, I remember Ethel Kane posting, I forgot if it was on Tumblr, TikTok somewhere,
Yeah.
about how a lot of people don't take a lot of music seriously and just do it for either the vibe or for this is popular, and don't
Yeah.
really engage with it that much. What do you think of that as a thing?
Yeah, because like that's kind of what I'm saying too. Is just like the majority of people like it's about respecting it as art or not, and like a lot of people do respect music as art, and then a lot of people just don't care, and they just like either think it's funny or want to vibe. And I guess like that's everyone's prerogative, but like I wish more people did dive deeper into music, and I think that's part of what I'm trying to do when I like, stream and make music and stuff is just being like, yo, there's like a lot more into the making of the music that you think, and also it's not that crazy, and like anybody can do it and try it and get into it, and like I think everybody learning how to make music and stuff will allow them to see more about what goes into it and respect it more, whereas like just people who again are just trying to vibe, but like you also got to just respect them too, because like a lot of people are just like living their lives just like trying to get by with every second, and like they don't have to have time to even like worry about like being like thinking about art like that, and like just they want something that like feels good, that sounds good and feels good.
Yeah.
And it's just so music is so vast, and like people who listen to stuff, like you're saying, like people who listen to stuff like maybe ironically or like just to vibe, like not even to engage in the art, like the quote from Ethel is just like people. I guess people have the right to do whatever they want, but I wish it did lean more the other way. I wish it did lean more into people putting respect on it and understanding what goes into everything.
A big thing I enjoy watching you. I'm like a chronic lurker. I like never type. I just watch.
Hell yeah, yeah. I feel like I've seen you for a while in there, but like, yeah.
Yeah, I've been like watching you. I remember watching you a lot when you were doing the subathon for like a month.
Yeah, Gimbus.
Like, oh, I was like, oh, okay. Um,
Yeah.
but watching you making music during that month and just in general, whenever I see you stream, it's always like an interesting insight because I don't make that much music often because I've been caught up in my own world. But the
Hmm.
things I have always fallen under the thing where one of the most important thing to get other people into a craft or into an art form is to just make it easy to see how people do it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time it's like you don't like people don't know how the fuck you do anything. Like with streaming, I didn't know how the fuck you did anything until I saw Shindigs like do stuff and then I started doing stuff.
Yeah. Shout out to Shindigs
What up,
one time.
Shindig?
Holy fuck. The new model. I was screaming. I was screaming. I was there.
I thought it was a
Just
bit.
like, yes! Yes! The laptop. The fucking and then I was in there for a little bit and I just saw the camera maneuvering and the putting the OBS on the laptop screen. I was just like, you fucking genius. Like what the fuck?
Then you just like
What the fuck?
then him just like realizing in real time, wait, my model has an ass.
Yeah, that shit was funny. That was super dope. And then like also just seeing everybody involved too. That was so cool. That was cool as hell.
Not Shindig.
Good moment.
I would
And
not.
like that's the type of stuff I'd be like thinking about on stream. It's just like how to do cool moment shit, just exactly locked into your quote unquote box, no matter how big that box may be.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like it's so good.
We're gonna move on. Well, we're gonna move on to the next section of the interview real quick. I don't want to keep you too long, but uh,
No, I'm chilling you.
what got you into music, and is there any specific thing you can point to?
Yeah, when I was 10, I got a keyboard for Christmas. I remember that was the first time I remember getting music. Maybe I had some music in my life. I liked music, but like I remember I got a keyboard for Christmas and I got the PS2 and I got the Bouncer on launch.
Let's fucking go.
And I remember I would play missions of the Bouncer. And every time I would beat a mission on the Bouncer, I would go like 135 like CEG. I would go C and E at the end. Just play a little jingle every time I won a fucking match. I remember that's how I just did it. I had those two things, And then I think a couple years later, I figured out about Linkin Park.
Let's go.
And I bought Hybrid Theory at Media Play. And then I was like, I want to play guitar, and I got a guitar. Jamming on the guitar, taking a little bit of lessons, that type of stuff. And I played like clarinet in like middle school.
My
I was
brother
kind of
did
good. I
too.
kind of fucked with it, but like I wanted to play sax. There's too many saxes, you know. Um, and then I, I was playing guitar and I for a few years, and then I would go to the guitar lessons and like try to get on the drums. And they were like, "No, man, you're here to learn guitar. Get off the drums, man. Get back on the guitar. Come on." Like I was probably a nuisance. I was like, "Nah, let me play some drums though. Come on." Like, and then I got a drum set, and then I joined a band. And at the time, we were called Feeding the Foxes. And then we were together for a few years, 3-4 years, playing drums, doing grindcore stuff, doing crazy stuff, metal stuff. And then we wrote a song called A Core and Some Seeds that was really fire. And we decided to change our name off the fact that we were writing better music to And I'll Ate Her. And then we did that for a few years and we were ripping that. And then near the end of that, I started producing in FL because I wanted to make Kid Cudi type beats. And then I started producing in FL. And then me and the guitarist Colin were hanging out and he just got a crack of Reason. And then he was like, I gotta go somewhere though, but like you can chill here and fuck with this. And so I fucked with Reason for like 2 hours and I was like, damn, this is the DAW for me, for real. And then I started using Reason like 2012. And then me and Otto Bond started Hyderabad, DJing and producing together for 3 years, making like Cashmere Cat, Tonight, Sinjin Hawk, DJ Slink type music. And then from Atlanta. And then I started Young Skirt doing the mic, getting the mic, doing vocals, like end of 2014, top of 2015. And then and then now I'm here. And then everything from then on, the focus has been being Young Skirt. I'm Young Skirt, the artist, the streamer, the person. Well, the streamer is halfway through, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah. And that's like the trajectory of me getting into music is through that stuff. And then every step to the left, to the right, I guess you could say, it was Linkin Park, Kid Cudi, and then Young Thug in Future. You know?
Yeah.
That's the trajectory of everything. And then there's metal bands in between that fucking changed my life too, like fucking grindcore bands like Car Bomb or Animals as Leaders or
fucking
The
go.
Locust or fucking Number 12 Looks Like You, fucking Whitechapel, The Job for a Cowboy. Fucking, we can go there too. But I actually did a t-shirt design for Suicide Silence that was in Hot Topic nationwide, and I got paid $50
Oh my god.
as a high schooler.
Oh no.
Yeah, but everybody loved that shirt. Fuck Teespring too. Fuck Teespring.
Dude, I got
Fuck Teespring.
a Teespring shirt. It like fell apart after like 2 washes.
Okay, so the Teespring shirts themselves have been fine for me, but
Damn.
I ordered my Gimbus shirt like fucking December, and it's still not here. Are you kidding me? This has been 5 months. Teespring, what the fuck? I switched. We're fourth wall now. We're fourth wall gang now.
The same question goes, what got you into streaming? And is there anything specific that you can point to?
Yeah. So originally I would just get on my Xbox and stream Injustice 2 and Mortal Kombat 11 just dead off my Xbox Twitch app sometimes. And I would just do it. I would just be like, yeah, I'm playing Mortal Kombat or Injustice if anybody wants to tap in. And just have a shitty mic and just do it. And it was Skirt Digital. And I don't know what made me want to do that. Maybe I saw a stream here or there, but I really was not tapped into Twitch. I was not. And then I, in between that time somewhere, also randomly, I think in 2017 when the first like crypto boom was, the first time crypto started to really go, I was fascinated by it. And I remember I streamed for like 8 hours, and I put $10 into Ethereum, and I just watched it move for 8 hours apparently, and talked about how crazy it was that a digital currency was about to overtake the fucking like regular currency type shit. I was like, this is nuts. Like, what is going? Like, of course now it's the worst thing in the goddamn
Yeah.
world and so annoying and cringe. But like back then, I was like, dude, this is just a fucking digital coin, and now it's gonna be worth like $3,000, like $12,000. Like, it's just, it was a crazy concept back then. And I remember I just literally got on GDEX, which is now Coinbase Pro, and I just watched it move and talked about it for like probably nobody. Maybe like I think I remember I saw someone do it, so I did it. And then like somewhere in there also I made music with Mood Killer. I made a song that ended up releasing Can't Wait. And then so they performed with Hana at 1720 in LA. And I was like, yeah, I produced the song, yeah, and performed it. Boom. Cool. I'm at the show because it was a performance. Boom. Hana gets up and is like, I made this whole album on Twitch, and then proceeded to play a fucking fire album. And I was like, wait. You can make dope music on Twitch? Hold on. And then I like set it up like a really basic stream with just my like sticker logo everywhere, and just like made 5 beats on stream in August 2019. And I was like, dude, this is dope. And then I just started doing it ever since then. And then when we got locked down, quarantine in March 2020, COVID times, like hard COVID, obviously still going crazy now, but like I was like, dude, I'm gonna be locked. I can't go anywhere. I might as well just stream really hard. And then I like just locked in, got really into it, and then met some of my closest friends in life through it and stuff. And like they kept me wanting to keep going. Like I met Mystery School, who is Owen Bones and Sir Michael Rocks from the Cool Kids too. They used to just like read news articles and like joke about them, and then at the end make a song in 30 minutes about one of them. And then they would like rate out to people, and they rated my bro Damn Juice one time. Hadn't met him yet, but he was like one of the craziest OBS people I've ever seen. Like just visuals and like crazy like layering brain and like just like effects and just stuff I've never seen at the time, and also period. Like he was just being really creative with OBS. And shout out Damn Juice one time. And then like we became friends, and he started showing me what he was doing, and I was like, damn, this is crazy. I got to try new things. And like the sense of that like kept me wanting to keep going and like be better and do better. And just like, yeah, just everyone I would like, stream with and everything. And just like everybody I met along the way of this 5 years of streaming and shit. It's just, yeah.
Has there been?
And now
Oh,
it's
sorry.
crazy. I
Sorry,
was
sorry.
meant to say like now like people are doing so many awesome stuff. Like we say like shindigs, like seeing that reveals got me mad inspired to like try to think of like cool bigger ideas, or just even seeing your overlay here. Like I've always thought about like the fact that having like a VTuber looking at the screen doesn't make sense because you're not supposed to be, and like you having the reflection right there as the one talking is super fucking intuitive and dope. And like your whole setup right here is amazing, like for real. I saw only like a little bit of it before, but just like I'm looking at it right now as we're talking too, and this is fucking inspiring me to like just on all levels. Hell yeah.
Thank you. I have so many big things coming with the overlays.
Let's go.
For me, it's just like I've said it before, I'll say it again. The big reason why I'm like even here is because of how much Shindig has like inspired me
Oh, sick.
and other people in the circle, and becoming part of this circle that I'm currently in with like, like Green Circle, Shindig, Jams, Colin Q,
Mm,
Bug VT, like Mechamothi, like that has been huge,
mm,
huge. Shout out Mechamothi, shout out Rakodin, shout out This Is God. Shout
mm,
out Nobog, we love Nobog, and all the other friends. It's how we made and everyone in the fucking G This Is Lit play.
mm.
But um has there been any how do you feel sorry, let me restart. How do you feel your inspiration and goals with music and streaming have changed since you started?
Inspirations and goals. They've changed a lot. Um, in wait, you said in streaming though, or,
Both in both.
or both, in both, in both. Because like with music, I was out here and I was like, I'm gonna be the biggest artist because this shit is so. You know what I mean? Like all the lofty aspirations you have when you first start something, and you think you're the shit, and like you're like, what if the next thing I puts out blows up and I become a household name and everybody's fucking with me? Like, it doesn't ever happen like that. It's always just you do stuff and you bring people along and they tap into what you do. And it's like the more people that are tapped into what you do, the more people you can reach like with what you do, and hopefully like inspire and like just get like show people what you can do and they like it, and just I used to think it would be like my inspirations and my goals were like stupid high. Like I want to fucking, huge fucking platinums and whatever the hell and Grammys or whatever the fuck, and just like top of the charts. Now I'm just like, bruh, if I can make enough to where I can pay my bills and have more left over to where I can upgrade what I'm doing, I am set. Like I don't need anything more. Like so back then my goals were as high as they can get. Now I'm like, it would be cool to like, get a Grammy one day or something because that's a thing, or like a plaque or whatever certification. But like I just like now it's all about just sustainment. All I want to do is be broad enough and reach enough people to where I can just continue to do what I do comfortably and not stress about bills and things. I just want to sustain. I just want to be able to do what I love to do and like do big things within that in order to build and get bigger and bigger, and like have my name exist in this world in a larger way. Like at the end of the day, like I think that's the path to it, is just more people knowing that I'm here and what I do and that they can tap in if they want. And the more people we have that like are interested, the more chances that people will come in and interact live and be a part of things or listen to the music or whatever. And it's just like that's all I just want to build like as big of a like radius around me that I can, so that like when I express myself, people are able to see it or feel good from it, or just learn from it, like musically, stylistically, whatever, or like streaming, just like see what I do and take that with them and add that, and just learn that anybody you can do anything. Anybody can do anything. You just have to put the time in, and when you put the time in, you get good at it, and then you can do it. And then that's all it is. No matter what it is, doesn't matter what it is. Just put the time. We're all capable of evolution in any aspect.
A fun thing about watching you that I feel now is the time to disclose is that I remember I got back into making music a couple months ago because of Archibald for Reason, and I remember watching you on Reason, and I was like, I need to download Reason because this looks kind of fun. And the two main
Yeah.
things that got me that were like, hold on, I need to get on Reason is one, watching you, and two, watching an Igloo Ghost interview.
Yeah, Igloo Ghost, another reason goat right there. That's for sure. Like
And I
he's
had to go back to Ableton because all my friends used it.
yeah, Ableton's great too.
Oh yeah, I feel
Yeah.
wild because Ableton still feels weird to me because I grew up using FL, and like
Hmm.
my brain still is like I need to go there.
Why don't you use FL though?
Uh, I can't. The last time I got the legal download, I got malware on my computer, and I don't want to deal with it.
Oh shit! True. Yeah, because I'd say if you're FL, like just go for FL. Like FL is so good too. Like
Oh, I love her. I love all of them.
yeah.
But
Yeah, like I see people doing like you look at someone like shit, Hit Girl uses FL. But I've been like making beats with her lately and she be making bangers. But then you look at like Omni Boy and he's making like orchestral like compositions and like shit in addition to like making bangers and stuff. But like it's like you can do anything in FL. Like
yeah, you can
it's
do.
just all like the or like fucking what? Isn't Porter Robinson in FL too?
Yeah, you can do
Like
anything and
like
anything.
Hudmo. Goat FL user and then like people do crazy shit in Ableton. Like for me, the reason I like Reason, but is because it's just all the stock. Like you just I need a lead synth. Go in the lead synth. Lead synth.
Fuck, are
You know what I
so
mean?
good.
It's that easy and like I've been you know I can create whatever with the modules too, and like never need a real piano in my life because the radical keys. And I low key never need to set up my drum set in real life ever again because of the Reason drum kits. And I'm a drummer, like I don't need to do that anymore. I got Reason drum kits. It sounds real enough. Like I like it. So like it's got a China. I can play a breakdown. Like I can do double kicks on the MIDI. I actually have this new technique where like I play guitar, and this is a Reason thing. I play guitar. I have the click track going, but I purposefully do like really offbeat, like guitar strum, like Car Bomb shit. Do you listen to Car Bomb? You know their shit at all?
Not in a while, but I'm aware.
Like just the modular, like polyrhythmic,
Oh yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
nonsensical. Yeah. So I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to just be like like just not on time. Just completely off. And then you drag the guitar audio down into the drum track and set it to the kick drum. So then it just creates MIDI impacts for all of the audio impacts. And so you could play anything off time and just quantize the cymbal and the snare to just be to keep time. But the kick drum and the guitar are both doing the exact same fucky, like weird time signature, like rhythm. So the kick drum and the guitar is like, and they both line up so it sounds like you meant to do it. And then it's a really good cheat code into writing like weird rhythms and like having your drums keep up with it.
Literally taking notes right now.
Yeah. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like you can do shit like that, like whereas like I would never be able to like perfectly like the thing that sucks about me as a drummer is like when I'm going crazy when we were playing Annihilate Her shit and every single moment, every single millisecond was dedicated to me like hitting something else or like switching and like just doing specific particular rhythms. When I'm like locked into like shit like that, I'm locked. But when I'm playing like a regular ass beat, I'm like too jittery or like I want to do a little fill, so I fuck up the groove. And then like if I'm doing it on MIDI, I'm not fucking it up. I'm writing it, and then it's just playing through. You know, I don't have to hate my human error a little much, and just actually like play what I'm intending. And Reason makes that possible.
Not our Reason.
Shout out Reason.
It's always
Reason Studios.
Yeah, that's all. It's always like pick the tool that works for you and go with it. I think.
Yeah.
Because you can do crazy things. I made like Sammy do crazy things. I made OBS do crazy things.
It's nuts.
Tools are lovely, but I think we should go on to the viewer question now. I'm gonna share I'm gonna share a window so you can hear it.
Okay.
Give me 1 second to find it. It's gonna be a Sammy window, and we're gonna have thank you for the sub. And we're gonna start. Actually, I'll share my whole screen. Give me a second.
Okay. Yeah, I have the Twitch stream up, but I have it muted so it doesn't.
Yeah. So you can hear the TTS and like get the audio.
Hell yeah. You've been playing the music too? Hell yeah.
Or let me go through your Bandcamp.
Nice. Okay.
Where is it? Okay, interview question, CSV, and we go with the first question. Oh, when I click the button, I have so much shit. Okay.
To make a movie.
And the first question is
Test.
that is not a question.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Bug.
that's a test.
Hold up.
Yeah.
You gotta drop the hair care routine.
Hair care routine. Wash it like once a week with Garnier Fructis twice. And get one of the brushes that like I got these brushes that like no matter what it just goes through, you know, like no matter what knots, it doesn't matter. It's like the thin, I don't know, it's like purple. I don't know what it's called. But then I could brush it whenever I need. But yeah, just double wash it. Like I wash it once and I let it go through and then it's like super smooth and I wash it again. That's it.
Next question.
How did the Gimbus gauntlet break your brain? What's it like
Oh
to
my
be under observation 24/7/365? Are you doing it
Okay,
again?
am I doing it again? Okay, so first let me say that I was really, 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 really worried about it because I was just like, I felt like I would break my brain in the way that I would start waking up like in a cold sweat, like, am I on stream? Am I on stream? Like, and that side of things would just get really like backwards, and I was afraid of that. But when I laid down on the couch and I had the mic and I was getting ready to go to sleep for the first time, I was like, no, this is fun. This is like, I could just talk to some people before I go to sleep or whatever, you know? Like, it just kind of became fun and it kind of, the purpose of it was like a challenge because I was like, I want to see if I can run a 24-hour stream because I've always like challenged myself. I don't know if any of y'all are or were following Skirt Radio. I was doing a 24-hour radio station about because I have so much music. I have over 24 hours of music, so I was like, why not play it 24 hours, just 24-hour radio station? I have that. I can do it. And I started doing it on a laptop, and the laptop crashed and died 400 days in. After 400 days. So I did it for 400 days. I've been realizing that my experiments generally go for like a year and a half. Any of my worthwhile experiments go for a year and a half. One of them was charting the top 100 artists on Spotify and where they changed every week and where they got their playlist from and like or their monthly listeners from, how many monthly listeners they have, what changed, you know, every week for like a year and a half plus. And it was just an experiment, you know what I mean? Or like I did my gaming channel for like 10 months straight, uploading every day, just trying to get understand YouTube. But with the Gimbus Gauntlet, it was like, I'm not gonna lie, it was directly inspired from Kai Cenat and Office Drummer, who fucking invited me to his wedding at Kai Cenat's Mafiathon Mansion. I was on Kai Cenat's stream for the day, pretty much, for a few hours, you know. It was a wedding. It was fucking Office Drummer and his mommy. I don't know if they really got married that on the day or they had another one that was the stream one. And he invited a lot of streaming friends. He invited me. And I went over there and seeing Kai's setup, which was nuts. You just walk in and there's a big monitor with the creative dashboard on, like all the chat and the sub count and everything, viewer count, all that shit. And like and then just like it was a huge mansion. We hung out in the guest house and then we did the wedding part and they just had the cameras going. And then we ate and we were hanging out and then we dipped and it was like you know, I feel like I was there for like 5 hours. But seeing that and then Office Drummer immediately went on a subathon after that. Like he just went on stream and then he was like, hey guys, should we start a subathon right now? And just started a subathon. And he did that for like a couple weeks. And I'm like, dude, what would I do if I was going to do a subathon? And my idea was to do I have to make one music for every sub that I get. And my goal was to get like 160. I was like, if I get 160 subs in these next 2 weeks, that'll be dope. Cause 160, you know, I need like that sounds cool, and then it'll give me enough energy to break last year's Gimbus World Record of music. Cool, let's do it. And we ended up getting like 800 before the year was over, and I just was like, well, fuck, and I had to keep going. And like we ended up with 1150, which was exactly the Gimbus World Record that I broke. So I was like, okay, instead of continuing this subathon forever, I'm just gonna cut it and be like, I'm going for it again this year. That's what this clinched. This clinched the fact that I'm going for it again. And the way that it broke my brain, it really didn't. I was not getting good sleep before the gauntlet because of heartburn and shit. But the change of scenery into this comfortable couch actually helped me kind of sleep better. And it was sometimes I would definitely get woken up by the TTS, but like I would have already been getting woken up by my heartburn in the other room. You know, like it didn't really change too much except for instead because I had it so that it's like 19 bits or I ended up doing 50 at the end, I think. I think it was like 19-bit TTS, so you could just do a TTS that played out of my speakers, and I could hear it. And 5 subs is the 808, 10 subs is the PS1 sound, 20 subs, and I had to wake up and make a beat, and that happened a few times, where it's just me saying, you gotta wake up and make a beat, you gotta wake up and make a beat for 13 minutes straight, and I had to get up and turn it off and make a beat. Like, it was pretty forceful. But it happened 3 times where I got 20 subs when I was sleeping, and I was like, no way. And I got up and I made a beat in 15 minutes and then just went back to sleep. So it was definitely hard. And like, I think the only way it physically broke my brain is that I think around day 30, I got a really bad migraine. And I was like, guys, I'm hurting right now. Like, I can't even look at the screen. This might be the end. And I went to go to sleep, and chat was like, well, you should just sleep in your bed for tonight. What about that? I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And I slept in my bed, and I felt better, so we kept going. And I did the skirt radio again. And will I do it again? I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like it's going to turn into a yearly end of year thing. We'll see how I structure it this time. I still don't know. But was it worth it? It really was. It really increased my support like crazy that month. Like, it gave me a little bit of mental padding to be like, okay, these first few months of the year at least, I'll be like a little bit more financially stable. And it kind of padded the first quarter of my year, you know. So it was totally worth it.
Next question.
Yeah.
In
Shit, I
as
gotta
many
turn it up a
words
little.
as you want, what is your aesthetic?
What is my aesthetic in as many words as I want? As short as I can put it, I would just say young skirt, baby. But I don't know. Like digital, futuristic, uh like digital and futuristic are the words that have always come up in my mind. Like my Bandcamp used to say digitalfuturist.exe. Like that was the first Bandcamp bio I wrote for myself. So that's definitely what I think about a lot. Like I think your stream, the way you got me on the screen here, incredibly my aesthetic. You killed that shit.
Wow.
like the swag is real, and I need to start wearing long sleeves under the short sleeve more. Is what I'm realizing. But also just like I don't know. Yeah, digital futurist. You know, that's about it.
Next question.
You've talked about the progression of your artistry from a young age before, from keys to drums, building into doing everything yourself after getting tired of waiting for vocalists. Do you think there's merit in specialization? If so, what do you consider yourself specialized in?
I think I'm specialized in vocal production, vocal recording, and performance. beat production, music production, mixing. I'd say mastering, even though I don't do much. I just like know where it needs to be. Streaming. I would say keyboard at this point, but I wouldn't say piano because I'm not like music theoried out. I would say guitar again, but again in my self-taught prescience, like not like I'm not like I'm like a fucking like music theory person. Like I know what I know and I know how I know it. And drums too, even though I don't play a ton. And music, you know, sequencing. But those are the things I'm proficient in. But what was the? Let me see if I can. Where's the? Yeah, I'm looking at it here.
Yeah, it's a wall.
Do you think there's merit in specialization? I have a theorem about this. Not necessarily a theorem, but more just like a way of thinking about it. And I think about it like experience, like an RPG, right? You have everything that you can put attributes into to level up into. Like when you level up, or like, you know, you get a certain amount of points to attribute to whatever you want to. And if you start thinking about the hours of your day in that way, like you're attributing points, like each hour is like a point to an attribute. We got to sleep. We got to prepare food. We got whatever responsibilities else, class, you know, work, you know, parentry, you know, like being a parent, you know, whatever it may be that you got other responsibilities. Find the free hours of your day and think about them like you're attributing points to like an RPG system. Like whenever I stream, I'm attributing 1 point per hour to music and streaming at the same time. Like it's a double XP bonus. You know what I'm saying? So to specialize, all you really need to do is put the attributes into something long enough to become specialized at it. And when you're specialized at it, you need to look at it as you're using that toward your own expression. And or to make money, you know, either way works out. But like it's best to build up that levels and then use it as a tool in your own expression, in your own artistry. So in my opinion, I think specialization is really good, but you don't have to pick one specialization. You can do all of them. You can do whatever you want. Just put your attributes in the right spots. You know what I'm saying?
I learned this really recently that because I for some reason thought I couldn't do more than one thing. Because I was in school for environmental science and I thought, oh, this is just what I do now. I can't do anything else. Then I graduated. It's like, what am I talking about?
Yeah.
And I
You
guess,
got so much time.
yeah, and there's like so much free time and there's so much you can do. And like a lot of things just kind of work into each other. Like with a lot of writing I did for something, a lot of what I learned in school did help me with that. And also I did writing there, so I knew how to write. And then some design stuff. But
Yeah.
it's always good to know that like you're never locked into one thing. You can just do things.
Yeah. And like it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. Like anything in the world, especially creative fields, if you put your time into it, you will become an expert and a master at that thing sooner or later. And you're also going to probably suck at first, and it's fine.
Yeah.
So just go for it. If you want it, go for it. Use your life as well as you can, like, and as efficiently as you can. You know, we only got one life here in this body, in this brain. So just use your time becoming who you want to be and getting good at the things you want to get good at that excite you. Like, do the things that excite you. Yeah.
Next question. What excites me is the next question.
What does Frenia mean to you in 2025? Where can I hear it in your current music?
Okay, so Frenia is referring to my band's album, and I Lay Her, I'm assuming. What does it mean to me in 2025? I feel like I will be proud of that album forever. We absolutely, no pun intended, went crazy on that shit. It is some of the coolest music I'll ever be a part of, and I was honored to be make music with them, and we really did like I have records of it. By the way, if you're interested in a vinyl of it, hit me up. I suck at going out and shipping things, but like maybe like if maybe it could happen. I have a bunch of records of it. And I'll always be proud of that album, and we really did our thing on it, and it was really cool. And where can I hear it in my music nowadays? There are songs. I would say Geeked Up on 420 Easter. I would say there's other ones for sure. The One Band Man album has the 13/4 that's absolutely metal as fuck. Like I try to work it in there a lot. For sure. Metal styles and things. And I need to do it more. I have a few coming that might dip into that a little bit too.
Oh,
Yo,
hello? Hello?
what's going on? Are you good?
Man,
Yo,
what's happening?
that's on your side. Are you good?
That's on my side. Well, whatever. That happens sometimes. I think it's just my neighbor like set up fireworks randomly.
Oh, it's fireworks. Yeah, good old. You said you're in LA, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's fireworks. Okay.
Yeah. I'm
That
not
was through the mic. It sounded crazy, and I understand why sometimes my viewers be tripping too. Like sometimes they're like, "What's that?" I'm like, "It's just fireworks." Like I promise.
yeah.
Damn.
We don't get that over
Sure.
we don't that doesn't happen over here anymore.
Yeah.
Wait. Before we go to the next question, let's just do Dom's question.
Oh yeah. I didn't do a session with Thundercat. Yes, you have seen a pic of us jamming. You have. So also this song playing is one of my favorite songs I've ever done. Fucking so I was selected as a group of people in 2014 to go to Bonnaroo Base Camp, which is Red Bull Music Academy base camp at Bonnaroo. 25 people, and some of the people there were like DJ A1 and fucking who DJed for Erica Badu and shit, and then like Mikey Millones, fucking Miguel Millones, who fucking is like Pharrell's main engineer and is with him all the time, and like fucking a bunch of people. I think like a bunch of people were there, and I made friends with a ton of people and made music over there. And they had studios built for us, like soundproof studios on the Bonnaroo campus. And we had air-conditioned tents to sleep in, and like breakfast, lunch, and dinner tent. And there was just Red Bulls everywhere. And it was 5 days. 5 days Bonnaroo. We had studios to work in. I was in that shit every day. It was also the year that Kanye played, 2014. And we saw that, and that shit was crazy to me at the time. And fucking so we were making music. I ended up making a song with Tennis Rodman that we put out, and it was super dope. And we made a bunch of like I was in the studios, and we were like drinking Red Bulls and just walking around Bonnaroo and all that shit. And Thundercat was one of the guest speakers, and so he did like a little guest interview with Red Bull. And then I went up to him and was like, dude, I love your music. Do you think we could jam? There's like a drum set in there. That would be cool. He's like, yeah. And I was just like too hard fanboying out, like real talk. And then like he finally came over at one point and we jammed. Him on bass, me on drums, and it was kind of like weird, and like he was starting to resorting to playing his own stuff so that I could pick it up or something. And then he stopped me at like 10, 15 minutes in, and he was like, hey man, so like, do you know how to hold like a groove? And I was like, oh, damn. I was like, oh, I'm like, oh, yeah, but I listen to like technical music, like grindcore and like, Death Grips and like the Locust and the Animals as Leaders. And he was like, oh, I have music with Tosin Abasi. And he played like Wave of Babies Thundercat remix, pretty much, by Animals as Leaders. And I was like, whoa. And then we were it was just pretty much 808 drums over the Wave of Babies riff and him just shredding on bass. I was like, that's so cool. like, and just like geeking about it. But he had also just pretty much said like, "Yo, you can't hold a groove as a drummer, low key, man." Like, and I was like, "Damn." But then like he ended up playing some of "You're Dead" by Flying Lotus early for us too, and he's like, "Nobody's
Oh,
recording, right? I'm gonna play all new music." And then like he played some of that for us. Also, another guest speaker that week was Manny Fresh, and so it was a super cool experience and super cool 5 days. And I ended up sneaking in next year and hitting up the guy who runs all of it. I was like, "Dude, so if I drove to Bonnaroo, like, could you give me a pass to base camp again?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I got you." So I ended up doing it again, like just sneaking in there. It was crazy. But yeah, amazing experience. Amazing experience.
that's awesome. Oh my god.
Mm.
Next question.
What do you think of British people? Are they yay or are they nay?
Shouts out to British people, man. Shouts out to British people, man. I fuck with British people. I fuck with British people, man. There's a lot of cool British people. I shouted a few of them out on my Back in British thing, like JME. Shouts out to JME, man. I'll be in his stream all the time, and he ended up seeing that song and like fucking with me, and he rated me one time, and then I played it, and he was in the chat like, "Jeez." So I was like, "All right, cool, hell yeah, I didn't do bad. I swear, it's just funny. It's just funny, man. I'm just being funny." And shouts out to British people, man. That's a yay from me.
Next question.
Understanding how fickle the spotlight can be. Is it age? Is it the communities you're in? Is it solely John Wayne? What's driving that shift in your perspective away from music as a main?
Okay. So what do you so understanding how fickle the spotlight can be, is it age? Yes, it's age. Age and seeing people get in the spotlight and removing it from the spotlight. Shit. Can I take a second and just go to the bathroom real quick?
Oh, of
Just super
course.
fast.
Of course.
Yeah, BRB.
Hello, everybody. Now you're alone with the interviewee. Hi. Hi, everybody. Are you? I don't know what the fucking. I don't know what the funny bits there are to do. I don't have a bit. It's so unfortunate. Archibald, I want you to know whenever I read anyone say it was honestly pretty or it was actually pretty, I just when I think like actually or honestly pretty, I just like read it in my weekend as a 28-year-old in Chicago voice. Although sometimes I just like although I did like at one point have a week where everything I read, my internal voice was my 28-year-old as a Chicago man. So if you're 28 years old, live in Chicago, and are a guy, hit me up. Wow. I also want everyone to know that I've been like going through Bandcamp like as soon as everything ends and like praying to God that the slider doesn't reset because it gets so loud. Sometimes the extension just like hits itself and decides to remax itself.
Okay. Sorry.
Hello.
Okay, yes. Much better. Understanding how fickle the spotlight can be, is it age? It is age because I watch people go into the spotlight, enjoy it, do what they do with it, and then get cast away by it immediately. And it all goes also back to a time when I was working with these guys and like because their manager like got me to work with them and was like, "Yo, I'm managing these guys. They got a crazy TikTok hit on their hands. It's crazy." And like I was around and we were trying to make some new music with them, like to like follow it up and just have some cool new music because their manager was a friend of mine who knew about my music and stuff. And I went and made some new music with them and then watched their song go #3 global viral Spotify, #1 US viral, have meetings with every label under the sun. And I was just hanging out with them, just doing it too, like just being in the room and watching it all happen, watching all these labels and these business people just be like, "Yeah, we love it. We can't wait to sign you. It's gonna be so good." And then they just don't, and nobody gives a fuck. And then Like they didn't like, and it's just witnessing that firsthand gave me just the biggest, just like, oh, so none of this matters. Like it's crazy. Like, and all these people suck and they don't give a fuck about the music. This is nuts. And I had that experience firsthand. And that it disillusioned me from the industry immediately. I'm like, I'm not going for that spotlight anymore. I'm not looking to be the biggest artist in the world. I just want to like do my thing and make my impact and like, like just go where as far as I can go with this because this is what I love to do. And then is it the communities you're in? I tend to surround myself with people that inspire me or like that I'm friends with, like so most of the communities I'm in, it's not even just one community. I feel like I'm a part of so many different communities. Like I feel like I'm friends with so many people who like are leaders in communities and just I feel like I'm not really in any one specific community, but like in those communities I tend to see like when it comes to like hyperpop, we watched a lot of people get the spotlight and then get like shunned out for no reason or rejected altogether. In truth, like it's just like the industry doesn't care. They just want to get what's hot, collect the money off it, and move on type shit. And if you recognize that and treat it like that, and maybe use that to your advantage, it could end up good, but like it's hard and it's just weird and like what and I don't know what you mean by is it solely John Wayne? I don't know what that means. Shout out to John Wayne. I've fucked with John Wayne and what he's doing and just putting his perspective out there. And I need a little bit of context. And then what's driving in your shift away from music as a main? The main thing driving my shift away from music as a main is watching my Twitch revenue go above music revenue, and also the fact that I've literally made every genre of music possible and in a good way. Like I'm sure y'all have been hearing over the course of this stream, like the fucking range of everything I'm doing with the 2 hour EP. Like I can hear hits in the background. Like I'm trying to turn it down so I don't get distracted and be like song on fire. I'm trying to say, like I genuinely like what song is on right now?
Final Jump.
Final Jump.
Coup de Gras. Coup de Gras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solo produced on a fucking Moog One, I think. Fucking fire. That album, that EP is all me. Yeah. So like, it's just I be making the best music possible in my opinion. That's on the pulse. That's with my expression. That's with my personal experience. That's with my performance. That's with my production. I feel like I'm doing my shit right, and I'm not getting the return that I feel like I deserve in terms of music. But then when it comes to streaming, that shit is in real time and you could see it. And even though there's real people out here listening to my music super heavily and being affected by it and impacted by it in a positive way, and it's doing what I want it to do, I feel like it should be on a much higher level, and it frustrates me. And while I am doing music mainly on the stream and still planning to release music, I want to focus on streaming more because it's more in the moment. That .003 don't be hitting. Exactly. That shit is garbage. So like, but it's not even that. Like, it's like when you think about it, it's like 1/3 of a cent or like 0.3 of a cent per stream, which equates to about $3,000 earned per million streams. 1,500 per person if you make it with somebody else. That's like impossible. Like my new album has like a combined like fucking 40. Like I'm even gonna look right now. It's so whack. Like it's so just whack sometimes. Like, but it also makes plenty sense too because at the end of the day, you're listening to a song on an app. You're not like you don't have the CD. You don't have the shit like that like we used to. Like my new album has 52,000 streams, which sounds crazy, but it's 15 songs and 52,000 streams is, like I said, every 1,000 streams is $3. So times 52. What's 3 times 52? 100 and $156
Yeah, 156.
total, and every one of those songs are a collaboration. So releasing an album that, in my opinion, is album of the year. I don't give a fuck. I don't think any album is going to be better than 420 Easter to me. That's and I'm splitting it in half, if not 3 ways per song. That's like netting me like $60 or $70, like total, over a month of listens. Like it's not like it's and a lot of that honestly is me and the gang running it up. Like every night I went to sleep and I turned one of my songs on repeat so that maybe the Spotify will be like, oh shit, this one's getting plays. We should put this in the algorithm, And I try to get every song over 1,000. So a lot of this is probably me and my friends running it up, but a lot of it is people listening too. I'd probably say maybe like 40K is like real type shit, or like 35. It's like people don't give a fuck. And then I look at my thing, streams 10% decrease from last week. Like, oh, cool. Just like, I don't know. It's like music is not what's important. I think what's important is expressing yourself through the music, like letting the music be an expression. So it's like you gotta either fully commit to the music or like don't. And like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to find a way to make it synergetic, but streaming is definitely more important to me than music, I think, right now. I don't know if I'd say more important, but because music is the focus. But I lean them, It's like 55 to 60% streaming and 45 to 40% music. You know what I mean? There's still the prime, but like between them, It's just like the lean is streaming for me is a better means to the end than depending on music streams. Exactly. And it's also just like it's more intuitive and entertaining because when you make a song, somebody listens to the song and they go, okay, cool, that was the song. And that's it. When you're streaming, if somebody's tapped in, they're in that shit for hours, hanging out with you, interacting, and then they get turned on to the music from there. And it's like it's so yeah. And I just think streaming is, and like even though my streaming is not even that crazy too, like figuring out incentives to get people to subscribe and actually having like a really solid subscriber base is like so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard from a lot of people who make music that, oh my god, the way to make money from music, unfortunately, because streaming
Absolutely.
service is evil.
Yeah.
But next question.
Best Joker? Favorite Joker?
Best Joker, favorite Joker. Oh man. Best Joker is obvious. Okay, I think we're gonna exclude Blueprint and Brainstorm. Okay, we're gonna exclude it because that's a copy. It's like obviously that's the best. Blueprint and Brainstorm, of course. I'm gonna literally look at my Bellatra right now and just check it out. I just look at all the Jokers and just tell you what ones are dope. But my favorite is probably Blueprint. It looks dope. I have a Blueprint in real life. Like, it's sick.
Dude, that's awesome.
I don't know. But collection Jokers. I think the best Joker. I mean, I've been playing Plasma Deck a lot. I put Fibonacci up there.
Yes, that was so fun to play with.
Hiker is one of my favorites. I love building Jokers. I love Jokers that help you build.
Yeah.
Hiker, Spare Trousers is dope. Cavendish, Hologram. I'd put Hologram S tier. I've been going Vampire lately, actually, which is interesting to just try to bonus stuff up or like molt stuff up and just let the Vampire eat. Not a fan of Baron. Everybody loves Baron. I haven't had some good Baron activity yet, really. Obviously, Hanging Chad. Photograph if it's with Hanging Chad. Lucky Cat is starting to become one of my favorites. because you pair that with Hanging Chad, you just boost the lucky going crazy. Ancient Joker is one of the best, but not one of my favorites. Castle, I love playing Castle. I used to love Throwback, hate Throwback now, never take it. Certificate is dope. Seeing Double, I tend to pick up, and then Triple A is probably the best Joker in the fucking game. Stuntman is insane. Driver's License is cool. Yeah. Wait, Dom said, honestly, I feel you though. Streaming is the only place you get to hang out and spend time with your audience. Social media is cooked. Originally, it was touring, but now Live Nation owns every venue. Yeah, exactly.
Streaming for me, so I agree so strongly on streaming because I feel like the only way you can. I feel like the only way I've been able to engage with the community, and that doesn't have how do I say, a bot trying to make me racist under it. Cause even on like Discord doesn't have that problem. Discord like chill. Discord and like streaming are the only places where I feel like it's normal.
Yeah, because it's true connection. It's real live connection.
Next question though.
You might think I'm about to ask a question while in the States, but actually I'm in British.
You might think I'm about to ask a question while in the States, but actually I'm in British. Yeah. Rillige.
Oh,
When's the young SKRR TeefTuber? Is it this reactive?
So I do have a PNG tuber actually that I made from a Bing AI image creator thing that I just put like young skirt comic just to see what would happen. And they actually made a good like drawing that looked like me sitting on a chair, and I was like, nice. And then like months and months later my camera broke. And I was like, I'm gonna figure out a PNG tuber action right now. And it's literally just me sitting in a chair in black and white. And then I might be able to send it to you if you want to see it.
yeah, go for it. I'll put it on screen. Well, now you have two PNG tubers.
Yeah, I mean, shit. If you're giving me this guy, I mean,
Oh yeah, we can have everything on the screen.
I literally am gonna have to use that more often. That's amazing. You really went crazy on that.
Thank you. Every interview comes with a gift because you spend your time here. I have to give you something. That's why
Mhm.
it's why whenever I interview someone, it's like you don't have to do anything. You just had to show up. Hold on.
Yeah, we pulled up. Oh, what is it though? I wish I could. I don't know where to find it. I have to open my OBS to see it, I think.
I'm just sending you the
Oh
file.
wow. Yeah. Cuz I pretty much have it. I have it on a Move plugin, I think, the way that I do it. So that like when it gets above a certain volume, it changes to the open mouth one.
Yeah.
What's it called? Oh yeah, AI skirt tuber. That's what it's called. So yeah, here's the one that I use for mine, which is unfortunately just a old Bing image creation.
Well, now if you need a PNG, you don't need AI.
Yeah. Real
Bring you.
skit.
It looks
But
surprisingly good.
I like it too. Yeah, because I typed young skirt and it came out as me,
Yeah.
So yeah, there's the mouth open one, and then the mouth closed one was the original one. I made the mouth open, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So like I was really impressed with the fact that like it actually looked like me when I typed young skirt. So I was like, nice, this is cool, So that's all I have in terms of PNG tuber action. Yeah. Yeah, just that.
More PNGs to come forever. But
Hell yeah.
what's coming now is the next question.
Mm-hmm.
I just got off of work and there was a kitty cat outside. Can you name it?
If you're still here, what color is the cat? God of War, just a kitty cat. I be having cats outside my house. I be having stray cats outside my house. There's 2 cats. Well, there was only 1 cat for a while. Light brown and small. Mm, part of me wants to say Sandy.
Like Loam.
I have not played Rematch yet, no. But I saw Junk playing it. And that's who came in here and said, "Have you talked about Strap Tag yet?" He literally is out DJing right now, doing his job, DJing at a function, and came in here and was like, "Have y'all talked about Strap Tag yet?"
I have resisted the urge to ask for Strap Hat during interviews.
Yeah.
I think I
don't know
deserve.
enough, but I've been seeing him rip. So.
Time for the cat. Oh wait, no. Time for the final question.
Final question. So important.
Balala Joker Poker.
Balala Joker Poker. If you didn't know, if you're just off the meme, he literally almost did call it Joker Poker, and that person who uploaded that to the App Store is a thief.
I keep
Fuck him.
keep calling it Balala.
Balala, yeah.
Okay, so the fun thing about the name Balala is that there's a Chinese magical girl show called Balala the Fairies. Which the last person I interviewed had like I don't know what the fuck went on. I forgot what the story was, but there was something there. I think she was at like a toy fair event and mentioned Balala the Fairies, and the person there was like, "Oh my god, why do you know what that is?" But
Funny.
I think it's time for the final section of the interview.
Okay.
So, thank you so much for coming by.
Yeah.
I've been asking you a lot of questions. Now it's time for me to ask you to tell me a story. So tell me a story about a mundane thing you still think about.
A mundane thing that I still think about. That's a little open-ended. Can I get a little bit of, I don't know, lead to what I could think about? Because there's so many mundane things.
Just like the first one that comes to mind, like something small that's just been in your head ever since you experienced it. Something that you wouldn't think to point to, but you know, just stuck out.
I don't know. That's oh, that there's too much, and like there's nothing specific, but I don't know. I don't know. Can I get like what's an example of one that someone talked about that maybe could spark me?
The last one from the last interview was talking to this old woman who said something on the beach. Just having a conversation with this random old woman on the beach.
That little alien character that scared person. What do you mean that alien is dope? That alien is dope as fuck. I don't like.
An example for me, if you need more lead, is the one time I missed my bus and on my way back home from school, and someone was driving by. And she just said, "Hey, I saw you missed this. I can drive you to the next stop if you want." And I think about that all the time. And then directly after that, the bus driver, the next bus, noticed that I also missed the bus, and she told me, "Oh, get in. We'll chase it."
Oh. See, that's good. Oh. Still don't. Damn, I don't know why this is eluding me so much. Because there's so much mundane shit that I be thinking about. It's like day to day, there's so much mundane shit that I be thinking about. I have no fucking clue.
It's hard to like pinpoint one specific thing, as I also have problems with this. But it's for me, it's always like finding words to point to a small experience, even if it was just one person saying something nice to me randomly, like just thinking about
Yeah.
it again, always like I don't know, there's something there for me.
Yeah. 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 I also smoke a lot of weed, so okay, this is a weed related experience that just popped in my head that I don't know. It explains the difference between why weed is so chill here versus Atlanta is like one time they legalized weed recreationally and the shop I was going to frequently closed down because now it was too close to a school, so they couldn't be open anymore. Due to the law change. And I went over there and I went to pick up. I'm like, "Yo, are you guys like? Can I still buy some weed?" And they were like, "Yeah, yeah, just pull around back." And then I pulled around back, and dude came out and was like, "Yo, we don't got any containers. Do you got anything?" I was like, ah, and he opened my car door and he looked at my car side door and he found a clear, open Dixie cup and just filled that shit up with weed as much as it went, all the way to the brim of this little Dixie cup. And there was more than I would have bought. And he's like, all right, $60. All right, boom, boom, boom. He's like, yeah, we have to close down because we're too close to a school now because it's recreational. And it's like, oh shit, that's crazy. Ah, blah, blah. And I drove home from this dispensary with literally no worries in the world. And I had an open Dixie cup full of weed. Whereas, like I was saying in Georgia, I got pulled over once and I had an eighth in the trunk and I was scared for my life. But now I'm in like just driving around with a whole open container full of weed just stinking up my car. And I do think about that moment a lot because it was a transition of like weed stuff, like just how things changed in California, but also like just how much I appreciate that I don't have to be demonized for something I love doing. Yeah.
Tell me a story about a musical artistic streaming experience that you still think about no matter how big or small.
Um, there's been a lot because I tap in with a lot of music streamers and I like see a lot of things happening. So I mean, like one of the more recent ones that kind of happened last year was like when Eric DOA did the Locked In shit, and he was like live in the studio 24/7 for like 10 days, I think, or like 15 days. I don't know how many days. That was a really cool music event, and that like inspired me. And also like I don't know, just kind of seeing anybody like kind of seeing anybody like do some music stuff. That was like a recent experience that I was super into and super dope about, super tapped into. But like I don't know, like I see a bunch of shit happening with everybody that's around. Like Dom streams are always fucking dope. Dom in the chat, I love his setups and then, like seeing him incorporate DJing and production into it is always super dope. And like all the stream experiences I've had, like I guess when it comes to like like experiences that have like just any time I've been like I've had like extra exposure and on the front page, like it's impacted me crazy. Like the craziest front page I ever had was like on my birthday in 2020, Amazon Music hosted my stream on the front page of the app. And we had 13,600 people in the stream at the peak. And I made 10 beats, some with like Callie Cartier or like Chuck Sutton or like, I got a bunch of people to send me shit and like I was just making beats all night for like 8 hours on the front page. And that was crazy. And I'm like thinking about other people's stuff, like a lot of knowledge streams or like when Eric the Architect was streaming too, his shit was dope. And like Kenny Beats streams, like when he had like Zach Fox in that shit on stream and Zach was just torturing him and fucking counting on the mic and shit like that. Or just like Bauer streams or like Four Color Zach DJing and Junk Foods Junk Food and Friends streams, and like always love hanging out in Ballad streams too, and like just everybody on the Dumbass Genius team has had moments that I love when they're doing music. Like it's just there's so many things that make me so excited and just like happy to like be a part of this, and I want more people to be a part of it. I want more people to like know I'm involved in it and like tap in with me, or just like or like Oddwin also doing the uh trash music stream, and if you make him laugh you get like $20, and I made a song called On Yon just to troll him. Like, just there's so many things. There's so many things. I could keep going forever. Like Twitch and music is so synergetic, and I want it to be bigger, and I want to do bigger things within it because I think the possibilities are still endless. And yeah, I could go on for a long time.
Tell me a story about a person you still think about.
Oh. I mean, shit. I be thinking about everybody in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is another one that's so open ended. like how do I even know?
Yeah, these questions are open ended because it's because it's like hard to be specific on it.
Yeah, because like my sense of creativity and expression is based off of like you have these things, do something with it.
Yeah.
And if you just like I don't like open sandbox games always fuck me up and shit, like because I don't feel like I'm like I don't know what to do, like.
It's like hard to get specific on like this question because it's like, oh yeah, tell me a story about a guy you met you talked to at a Amoeba record in June or something.
Yeah. No, I think I got something. So like, I think just like one of the first shows I did with my friend Cash, who I made a lot of music with in the past. Like I made a lot of the music he was doing. He also like now like does Shrek Rave. if you've ever heard of that, he created that. Like when we were making music, and like when we first when he moved out here, we first started making music, and he was like, dude, I need you to help me like become an artist, and like we need to do this for real. Like I want to do this for real. Like let's do this. Like produce my music. You're really dope. And like he was coming from North Carolina, I was coming from Georgia. We both moved to LA, so we kind of like partnered up, and we ended up making like an EP together. And like one of the songs, and I just remember playing our first show, and it got so crazy and rowdy, and like Krayshawn was gonna DJ after us, and that was one of the first times I met her. She's a friend now. And like I just remember we only had like 5 songs, maybe 6, and we played them. And I remember like the pit was getting so crazy, and he jumped in the pit and like pushed somebody because he's a big dude, and it just went a little too crazy, and the pit was just going crazy, and it was just such a dope fun experience to like debut some new music and have like a crazy reaction. And then one of the songs on that EP is called I'm Depressed, and shortly after it released, Vegan played it on Blonded 006 radio, and like Frank Ocean's Apple Music show at the time, when everybody was geeking about that, and it went crazy. And I remember experiencing that and being like, oh my god. And it ended up getting over 1 million plays, and we signed a remix to like Atlantic Records and stuff with a feature, and like that did less numbers. But like I just really it's like starting out making new music with somebody and debuting it, and just like doing the first show and having crazy success for a second, and like that whole experience I guess is a story in itself. And we ended up making a lot more music, and we're still friends to this day and make stuff. But like yeah, it's really cool to like really lock in with somebody that you like Yeah, and just like make something and watch it, impact people. Mhm.
It's always crazy seeing your work, just like seeing people talk about your work and just saying like, oh, this has influenced me or impacted me. I'm like, oh, I did that.
Yeah,
Like me?
yeah, it's really surreal and just like it's like damn, that's like really cool. But like at a certain point, you also become uh you also become just more proud and more aware of how good your work is, and you're like, yeah, I'm like glad that it did, but it was supposed to also. And like I appreciate that you resonated with it in the way that I intended it to.
Yeah. Well, time for the
Yeah.
true final section.
Okay.
It's been nice talking and having you on. Sorry if I have kept you a bit longer, but is there anyone you'd like to shout out?
I have been shouting out people the whole time. So shout out to everybody I've been shouting out. Um, Shout out to Archibald for connecting us.
Lyle?
I really like everything. Like the whole conversation was sick as fuck, and I love just the swag you got going on. Shout out to you, Salad Forest.
Me.
This is really fucking cool. Shout out my whole team, everybody on the Dumbass Geniuses. I'm gonna read them out. I am. And shout out my friend Joaquin, who's coming over right now. I'm about to stream with him whenever he's over and we're all situated. But we got Young Skirt, we got Ballads, we got Jetstar, we got Judah Boy 95, we got Aiden Marty, we got Sativa, Two Swag. Sativa just dropped a new album. Caption, but Caption don't be streaming like that anymore. Shout out Ice Cream Lord, shout out DJ Sega, shout out Bleach, shout out Lil Shoes, shout out Bear Deck, shout out Skirt Radio. It doesn't exist anymore. Shout out Prop, shout out Damn Juice, shout out DJ Danelle, shout out Vectroid Live. Vectroid, shout the fuck out to Rara. You know, I'm
Of
sure you
course.
know
Oh, of
one of the
course.
capital VTubers. I think one of the biggest groundbreakers in the whole scene of that shit. Just opened my eyes to so much shit. Yeah, music. Speaking of music shit that's impacted me on stream, fucking Vectroid moments. Oh my god, I was watching her make like an hour-long 5/4 song with all these chops, and I was sitting there like, what the fuck are you doing? Love Rara shit. Shout out Glowski, shout out Shamana, shout out Veru, Steven Forever, shout out Chad XP, shout out Thank You Trizzy, shout out Tofugo, shout out Beautiful Man on Dumbass Geniuses. Also just released a new song with Benji Bluebills and his brother Benny X co-produced that. Shout out White Rice too. Shout out everybody, man. Just shout out everybody who listens to my music, tunes into my stream, gives me any seconds of your day, appreciates anything that I do. I do it because I love it, but also because I want someone to walk away with something that makes their life a little better in any way. So I appreciate y'all to the millionth. I can't say it enough.
Is there any parting words you'd like to leave everyone on?
Be yourself no matter what the cost.
And is there anything, man, the true final question is there anything you'd like to say to someone who can't hear this? Do not name them.
They can't hear this, huh?
Is there anything you'd like to say to someone who cannot hear this? They'll like someone who won't be able to hear this or won't see this.
I wish you the best of your life and your experience. I wish everything to go good for you.
Thank you so much for stopping by. You're awesome. I love talking to you. I'm so happy
Yeah.
Archibald linked us up because I would like talking to Archibald about like I want to interview you, but I don't know how to ask. So Archibald just
Archibald is
added,
a great medium. Great medium.
so he just added you on Twitter, and I was like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
But
I
yeah,
respect it. I respect it.
shout out to Archibald.
Shout out Archibald.
Apologies for my little lie. That's not the actual final question. The final question is, who do we raid?
Who do we raid? Did you get that?
Yeah.
Can you spell that? Hold on. I'm looking. I gotta get down. Dom is still on? Dom, you're on? Did he go back on? Like, what's up? He might have just like logged back on type shit. Oh no, he's been on this whole time.
Oh
We might
wait,
as well raid
what?
Dom, right?
Oh wait, what with
Yeah,
Marigo?
we might as well raid Dom, right?
Wait, yeah, let's raid into that. Holy
Yeah,
shit!
Dom McClendon. Dom McClendon.
Holy shit! Thanks, Tom. Oh my god, I can't fucking spell.
DOMMCCLENNON. Yeah.
Got it.
Hell yeah. Shouts out to Dom, man. Shouts out to Dom.
Hello.
That's some good chill content. Vibe out with the Young Skirt Salad Forest interview.
Yeah, Dom's
yeah.
awesome. Thank you everyone for coming by.
Thank you, everyone.
I'll see you all tomorrow, maybe Sunday, someday at a point soon. And thank you for coming by for interview.